Hi, I'm Brendan.
And I'm Karen.
And together we're Fox and Rabbit. This is our 17th Flosstube.
Yep.
And we're filming it on Sunday, the 24th of March. We've just arrived home from our trip to the US a couple of days ago. Karen and I are still half asleep.
Yep.
Jet lag's killing us. I'm waking up at 1 o'clock every morning.
Yeah, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. It's not fun.
No.
Yep, our bodies are here, but everything else is still in the Northern Hemisphere, so...
No, falling asleep in the middle of the day, it's not good.
Yeah.
We're trying to stay awake, but it's difficult. Plus the rain.
No. Yep, deja vu all over again. It's like we never left.
Yeah, so it's raining every day as well. So we've had minor flooding again.
Yep.
Every day the streets are flooded. Roads are full of potholes.
Yep.
It's just a nightmare.
Yep.
Plus the sewage system where we live is packing it in.
Yeah, just the joys of living in a semi-rural area.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, but it's good to be home in a way. Like, I mean, I part of me still wants to be back where we were, but it was so good to get home and see the dogs. We miss them terribly. They basically haven't left our side the entire last few days, have they, Bren?
Although we just had to lock them up.
Yeah. They've been asleep for hours, and just as we start to tape, of course...
They fight.
They start fighting and running around and making all sorts of noise. So they've been put to bed with a snack. So I don't know how long.
Yeah, we've probably got about 20 minutes before they'll start back up again.
And this one is going to be a long one. Usually we try to say it's going to be a little bit shorter, but I can tell you now this one's going to be a long one. So because we've got a lot to show you.
We?
Oh, well, I do. Yeah. Brendan was at market with me, to be fair, but...
Yeah. That's my little part.
Ah, that's right. Yeah, I don't even know where to start.
And yours is half of the table.
Yeah. We're actually going to show you what we bought at both market and in the shops we visited towards the end. That way, if nobody wants to hang around for that, they can just finish where that part starts. But don't mind me, I've got a hairdresser's appointment tomorrow. Thankfully, there's about 3 weeks worth of growth there. The big skunk streak down the side.
I'm always grey.
Yeah, that's right. I think maybe I should do that. But but we had the most incredible time, didn't we, Bren? Yep. What?
Okay.
You slept through half of the United States as I drove. We did a lot of states, didn't we? What did we do, 12?
I thought you worked out it's 13.
No, was it 13? Oh, my gosh. Well, 12 or 13. Some of those states we did, 2 times at least?
Yeah, but some of them were in for like an hour.
Well, that's true. But we ticked 4 more off our we haven't visited before states. I think that was Kentucky, Missouri, West Virginia, and Indiana. So there's 4 more that we can add to our list.
But again, some of those, we drove through a corner of them.
Yeah, a few hours. We're still in the state, baby. If we go past that state line, it still counts as a visit. So, but we had a great time. After market, we had a couple of days in Franklin, because in all these years we've been going to, Nashville. We say Nashville market, but it's actually in Franklin, which is about half an hour out of Nashville. And in all those years, we've never been into Franklin. So we had a couple of days where we hung around the Embassy Suites, which was weird after market, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We're so used to it being just this hive of activity every year with market, and we stayed for 2 nights, and it was so quiet and lonely, and we thought, wasn't much fun, but it was lovely. It was the rain hit. We had a lovely rainy day in Franklin, visiting antique shops, having a cheese toasty sandwich, which was pretty amazing. And then the next day we drove out to see the Bell Witch Cave.
Which was closed.
When
and it looks like it's been closed for a long, long
yep.
while.
Yep.
And doesn't look like there's any plans to reopen it.
No, I think it was supposed to be in the summer sometime. But anyway, we got a photo with the sign.
Yeah, but even the sign was almost washed away.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time since there's been anything there.
Luckily, it was only about an hour's drive, so it wasn't too bad. But yeah, that was a little disappointing. Wasn't even anywhere to get a T-shirt.
No, nothing in the town at all.
No, it was a bit scary, little kind of deserted town, really. But anyway, so then what, baby? Then we started off on our trip, didn't we? So first stop was, where did we go? After several states, we went to West Virginia.
Yeah.
So I could see Mothman. We stayed a night at Point Pleasant. Went to the Mothman Museum, took photos with the Mothman statue. That was fantastic. That was so good. And even Brendan liked the shops that were there celebrated all things cryptid. They weren't embarrassed by by what they're known for at all. Brendan got Bigfoot T-shirts and all sorts of stuff.
I've got my posters. I haven't got those here.
Oh yeah, where are they? They're in the other room.
They're in the other room. I'll have to go and get them later.
It was just everything you could imagine as far as merchandising goes, wasn't it? So that was very cool.
We bought it all too.
I think I bought every Mothman sticker. I got quite a few on my drink containers, and there's a heap more on all of my others. So
and one for the car too.
One for the car.
Once it stops raining and we can put a sticker on the
yeah,
car.
that's got to be probably April. But that was just so much fun. That was just a dream come true for me to visit there, and it didn't disappoint. So, and then we drove. Was it the next day?
I just noticed you got a plant growing out of your head. It looks like you're a Martian.
I do. I look like a Martian. It does too. Can you remove that?
Yeah,
Thank you,
I'll
baby.
get rid of that plant.
It does. If anyone remembers the old TV show from it was the 60s. I obviously saw it in reruns in the 70s. But it looks like My Favourite Martian, where his little antennas go up. That's so funny. Thank you, baby.
There you go.
That's a bit better. I don't have antennas growing up my head. Yeah, so then we went for a visit to... That's the dogs fighting, if you can hear them in the background. Don't mind them.
I guess they've finished their snacks.
Yeah, I think so. We went to the Village Sampler, which... I can't think of the name of the town. It was right near Point Pleasant. It's gone straight out of my head. But it's a fabulous little shop. We met the ladies from the Village Sampler at market. And it was Pat, the lady who owns it, as she has had it for about 35 years. And she came in and told me her Mothman story. So that was fabulous. And it was just lovely. They made us so very welcome. I'm trying to think. It was St. Albans? St. Albans? Brendan will put it on here. If it's not St. Alban, then Brendan will put the correct name here. But it was just such a beautiful shop to visit. Like I said, the ladies made us so welcome. I think, even though we said we'd try to visit, I think they were still surprised when we walked in the door. One lady squealed and gave us quite a fright. So that was, but they made us so welcome, and we did quite a bit of damage at that shop. Let me tell you. I think that's where you got your first set of Dovos, wasn't it, Brendan? Mm. And that was the first of many on this trip. Brendan he's obsessed with scissors, and he finally got his Dovos that he's been wanting for ages. So that was great. So we had a lovely visit there. And then where did we go from there, Bub? We went to Ohio.
Yep, on the way up to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we started heading up to see our friend Paulette up in Pennsylvania. And we went, she told us about what's it called, Bren? The Ohio State Reformatory. Which she had been to not long beforehand, and it's where the Shawshank Redemption movie was filmed, which is one of Brendan's favourites. It's one of mine too. And she said, look, you really need to go and visit there if you can. And so we went to Ohio, and wasn't that fabulous? That was so amazing. If you get a chance,
creepy place.
Yeah, if you get a chance to visit there, it's amazing. We were there for
about 2.5
hours. It's fabulous. All the photos of our trip, we did put some up on our Instagram page, but we put more up on our Facebook page because, as you all know, Instagram you can only put, I think, 10 photos up or something, whereas on Facebook we've got hundreds. So if you want to see photos of that, just visit our Facebook page. But so we had quite a long time there, and then we headed off to Pennsylvania, to Pittsburgh.
Trying to beat the snowstorm?
Oh my goodness. We were trying to beat the weather all the time. We had originally planned on trying to make our way up to see Paulette for a couple of days and then head across to Avery, Wisconsin to meet up once again with our good friends from Needlebling Designs, Teresa and Brian. We had 2 days with them in Branson before market, which I think we might have mentioned in our last video. And they said, if you can get back up, it'd be great to see you again before you go home. And we didn't make any promises, but we thought we did everything. We had every intention of doing it, and then there was this massive snowstorm heading towards Pittsburgh, and so we had to
get there and hunker down.
Yeah, get there and hunker down basically. So it put our trip. The order we were going to do things was off by about 2 days, wasn't it? So that 2 days made the difference between us being able to get all the way over to Amory or start heading down. And we did everything we could. We got as far as Chicago, and then we just thought, no, it was just too far to go all that way, which was really disappointing. Otherwise, we would have gotten all the way over there and literally had to have about 3 days flying back down with no rest. So then we had a couple of days in Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh.
Saw the snow.
Wow, did
About
the
6
snow.
inches of snow.
Yeah.
Which probably isn't much for most of you, especially in the Northern Hemisphere, but for us from Australia, that's a lot of snow.
Yep.
It was really pretty watching
It was
the
so
snow.
pretty, yeah.
And different to the snow we get here too. The snow we get here is really wet, and that snow was really dry, which was good because
fluffy flakes.
Karen couldn't make a snowball out of it. So
I know, it was all powder snow, so I couldn't hit him with a snowball.
I couldn't get hit with a snowball while I was trying to dig the car out.
Yeah. Oh, that was funny. Again, there's videos on, I'm sure it's on Facebook, of Brendan. I was just laughing so hard. And the next morning when we had to go up to Paulette's place, she was only about 2 miles up the road, but there's photos. There's 6 inches of snow on the windscreen, and Brendan borrowed like a broom scraper thing.
Yeah.
No gloves.
No gloves, no nothing. Freezing cold.
It was seriously the funniest thing. And it was still snowing at that stage.
It was about 3 hours before I could feel my hands.
It was hysterical. Like when we do get snow like that down in our snowy mountains, but just in an average like a city, we just don't get it here too.
Well, we don't get any snow here.
No. So that was a new experience for us, and it was freezing. It was 17 degrees Fahrenheit. I think that's about minus 7 or something,
yeah.
Celsius. So we had been like the weather over there was all over the place, wasn't it, Bren? What do we have in Franklin? 73. So we did like high 20s, 73, 74 nearly every day, and then it was 17 degrees in Pittsburgh.
And then it warmed back up again, and then it got cold again.
And we were starting to worry too, because we were heading across towards. At this stage, I think we were still making a last dash effort to try to get across to Avery, but the weather going across was it was snowing all day the day we left, wasn't it? All the way across Pennsylvania, and then I can't remember, Indiana, it was still snowing.
Yeah.
And then just as we got towards Illinois, the sun came out, it was 50, 60 degrees. It's like, what? Even like probably 2 hours beforehand when we went and had lunch, it was snowing and freezing cold. So it was so weird. And so then we had a massive highlight of our trip. Brenda and Laura reached out, from Brenda and the Serial Starter. Actually, Laura reached out and said, "Are you guys going to be in Chicago?" And I said, "Well, yeah, actually we are now. We're going to be there."
Well, we're going past it.
We were going to be going through there. But with the weather and everything, we ended up staying. And so she said, "Look, could we all get together? Could the 4 of us get together?" Well, didn't take long to say yes to that one. And the trouble was, again, because our days were pushed back, it would have originally been, I think, the Saturday. This time it was going to be the Sunday. And we said, the only trouble is it's going to be like, we're going to have about a 9-hour drive that day, and it's going to be Sunday evening when we get to Chicago. And so we were originally going to go out to a restaurant for an early dinner. And then Laura invited us to Brenda's house. And
I don't know if Brenda knew that we'd been invited to a house.
But that was just, oh my gosh, that was, first of all, we couldn't find our hotel. It was just a comedy of errors that day. We had all the snow, then the sunshine, and then we couldn't find our hotel. And the GPS kept taking us around this shopping centre looking for this hotel. We finally found that. And then we sort of checked in, dropped all our stuff off, and flew around to Brenda's beautiful home. And oh my gosh, that was, I can't even, there's just no words, is there? I mean, I know I wrote about this on Instagram and stuff, but from the minute we walked in the door, it was just wonderful. Like, first of all, there's just the love just emanating out of Brenda and her family is just so apparent the minute you walk in the door. And because it was her lovely husband, her 2 daughters. The 2 daughters were there. It was just, it was just amazing. So we got to go out and first of all we had deep dish pizza, which we'd never had, Chicago deep dish pizza. Brendan had 2 pieces, I just had the one. But I think they had normal pizza there as well. But luckily I think that was for the whole family. But
yeah.
I couldn't eat any more than this massive slice. I've never had anything like it in my life. It was great though. And then Brendan's beautiful husband made us these wonderful sugar cookies with like an almond flavour. They were fabulous. And again, pictures are on Facebook. And the good thing about not eating everything is we got a whole heap of takeaway. So we were having cold deep dish pizza for breakfast the next morning.
I warmed it up in the microwave.
In the microwave, yeah, but it was wonderful. And we were eating the sugar cookies in the car for the next 2 days.
The whole hotel room and all the corridors smelled like pizza.
Yeah, so that was wonderful. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful trip. I can't say enough. It felt surreal seeing them. But they were just so lovely, and the friendship between Brenda and Laura, like what you see on their floss tubes, doesn't even go close to what it's like in real life. They're very, very good friends, and I'm getting all teary just thinking about it. But well, we sort of after dinner we had the grand tour, didn't we, Bren? What did you think? Oh my gosh!
Yeah, there wasn't a piece of wall in her house that didn't have a piece of frame cross stitch on it.
Oh.
I think she'd run out of walls.
I don't know where she could possibly hang anything else on any wall, but it was just all beautiful. Like it was all where it was meant to be on the walls. It was just, look, I can't even tell you. So we looked around everything. They showed us all around upstairs. I don't think my chin hit the floor from the minute we walked in the house to the time we left.
That doesn't make sense.
What did I say? Didn't get off the floor, I should say. My chin was on the floor the entire time. It was just such... I kept saying to Brenda, I can't believe you've stitched so much stuff. And she said, I've been stitching for 35 years. I said, yeah, but still, there's just so much beautiful things that have been finished. And then that wasn't everything. Then we went downstairs. And it was just, oh my gosh. It was just, which is Brenda's sewing room. And like I said, I took 1,000 photos. They're all on Facebook. It was just, I've never seen anything like it. Have you? And there was even a box for us. There was a fox and rabbit box, which I thought
one for patterns and
one for linen. So yeah, so that was nice. But yeah, no.
But I think she made that box just before we
maybe she did that just before we got there. I don't know.
Make us feel a bit better.
No, it was just, oh my goodness, I just couldn't stop taking photos. And Laura's there, I think, just laughing at us because I just kept going, oh my gosh, every time I looked somewhere. And the smile on Brenda's face was just lit up the room, and it was just like, oh, and I kept saying to Laura, I can't believe you see this every week. All you wanted to do was go home and stitch. That's all you wanted to do. And I wanted to stitch everything. So I can see why Laura starts so many things, because as soon as I'd see something in that house, I'd want to go home and start it. Wouldn't you? It was just amazing. I can't even say enough. And we just want to thank Brenda and Laura so much, because that was one of the highlights of our trip. It was lovely to go to someone's home, and when you're away from home and you're missing things from home, it was lovely to go to somebody's home rather than a hotel room and stuff. And it was just, we're very, very grateful. And I'm sure it's not the last time we'll see the two of you. So thank you for making us so welcome. And so, yeah, so then we had a quick dash then across the border the next day up to Wisconsin.
Yep.
Up to, because by this stage we realised we were not going to be able to make it across to the other side of Wisconsin. So we thought, what we'll do, rather than have the rest of the trip just driving non-stop, we'll make our way down, have a couple of days at each place. So we had a mad dash up to Country Sampler.
Yep, went to Lynn's of Madison.
And Lynn's of Madison, yeah. So we had some charts and stuff to drop off. So we had an amazing visit there. Unfortunately, both shop owners weren't there when we called in. We did say we may make it. We didn't think we would though, but we did. And Country Sampler, I was like, it was just wonderful. I wish we had more time. When we left, we dashed back down to Illinois after we visited both those shops, but we wanted to go and visit, what was it, Bren? The
House on the Rock.
Frank Lloyd Wright's House on the Rock.
Something like that.
Which was closed the last time we were in Wisconsin, and this time it was open, but we just didn't have time. We had to start heading back down. Otherwise, as I said, it was going to be just like 2020 all over again, where we had like 3 days to make that entire trip down. So we thought, no, we need more of a rest. So then we went to, was it Starved Rock?
Yeah, and again, the GPS took us to the wrong spot.
Mm-hmm. We're in the middle of
some farmer's paddock.
Yeah. And I'm driving, I'm like...
10 miles from the actual place.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In the middle of Illinois, just flat farmlands, like what would be cornfields normally, that were looking like they were getting ready to be planted, and we were on this weird side road, and the GPS was saying you have reached your destination. I had actually seen this.
This is the middle of Farmer Bob's field.
I know, it's just
weird.
And I just thought, oh, imagine when all the corn is up and everything, you're feeling a little creepy. But it was just something I had found in one of those, 10 best things to do in Illinois or something, and it looked really nice. We wanted a couple of peaceful days in the wilderness, and Brenda's like, there's is no forest or like this place was supposed to have waterfalls and like hills and hiking, and we thought there can't be waterfalls here. It was flat as the eye could see, wasn't it? So then Brent got out Apple Maps or something.
To get out Google Maps, get rid of TomTom and use Google Maps, and they took us right to the front door.
But how weird was that?
10 miles away.
But yeah, but even as we were driving closer to it, it was saying like you're 2 miles from your destination. We were still in flat farmland. We thought, this can't be right. It was so weird. And then literally out of nowhere rose the hills.
And trees.
And the trees and the forests. And 5 minutes later, we were in the most beautiful, beautiful wilderness. It was just gorgeous. We can only imagine how beautiful it would be in the summer when all the trees are out. Obviously, it was still, the trees were all still bare, but it was so beautiful, wasn't it? The minute we got there, we thought, yep, we're staying here for a couple of days. It's where all the bald eagles, they have a big colony of bald eagles that they're there from, I think they said, from December through to the end of March, and before they start migrating north. So that was fortunate. But it was just, like when we got there were deers all over the road. When we got there, I just thought, wish we could stay here for a week.
You chased every squirrel.
Oh, and chipmunks. There were chipmunks everywhere. I was in heaven.
I think you got like 5,000 photos of squirrels.
I did. I finally got 2 really good ones though, but the chipmunks were too quick.
Squirrels.
I love squirrels. The chipmunks were too fast for us, but it was beautiful, wasn't it, Brendan? It was like it was very rustic, and the fireplace. It was just wonderful. So
you saw a few cardinals as well, though.
Oh, they're beautiful. I'd never seen a cardinal before, and oh my gosh, they're beautiful. I want to start stitching them now. And I think bald eagles are my new favourite bird. So it was just beautiful, and and the good thing is, I think because it was early spring, but I can only imagine how busy that place would be in the summer.
It's pretty busy while we were there.
Well, there was enough people there while we were there. Yeah, I can't even imagine in the summer. There's all these overflow car parks. And we just thought, my gosh, there must be thousands of people visit here in the summer. But they were lovely. The people there had a room for us. That was wonderful. We went for a bit of a hike in the afternoon, and then we had a beautiful dinner. And then we got up early the next morning and did
But they had the worst bar we've ever been to.
Yeah, it wasn't a good bar. It looked cool. It was a really cool looking bar, but
you couldn't drink the drinks. They were horrible.
It was pretty bad. It was just straight. They mixed my margarita in the glass.
Yeah, they actually mixed it in the glass with a spoon.
And then Brent had this.
I had an old fashioned, which there's nothing in an old fashioned. It's bourbon and bitters and cherry and a bit of.
It was not good.
Yeah.
It was
a bit of simple syrup, but I don't know what the hell they made.
Brendan has rarely met an old fashioned he hasn't liked until now. But anyway, look, it was.
Couldn't actually drink it.
It was. We should have just had a beer. But anyway, but that was fine. We had a fairly big day, and we wanted to do quite a big hike the next morning. And it was. I just can't even say enough about the place. It was so beautiful. We hiked. There were quite a lot of waterfalls. We hiked down to a frozen. Well, what was a frozen waterfall about 2 days beforehand? Yeah. It had been frozen all the way down because the weather got quite hot. Excuse me, and it was just those last couple of days. It split in the two, but it was still the top and bottom of a frozen waterfall. It was just beautiful.
And those idiots that climbed it.
Yeah, these 2 clowns. I think they were doing some sort of YouTube. Could have killed himself, this idiot. He actually scaled this slippery, ice-frozen
and then got stuck.
Mountain, couldn't get down while his mate was filming. Everyone, the few people that were around us, there wasn't a lot of people there, but a couple of people that were around us were all filming because I think they thought he was going to fall to his death or something and probably make the evening news. But oh my goodness! So luckily, once that idiot got down, we were able to take some photos and stuff. But that was beautiful. And so later that day we stayed there as long as we possibly could, and then we headed off to St. Louis.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was wonderful, beautiful, beautiful city. The only problem we had was the next day, which is when we planned to explore the city. It was St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, we couldn't get anywhere. We went for a drive. We could hardly get out of the hotel. There was that much traffic.
We couldn't believe the crowds.
Everywhere we went, you couldn't park.
No.
So it was just a nightmare. So
we luckily had a lovely hotel suite which overlooked all of St. Louis, and it was just...
Well, it overlooked the park and
yeah, we've got to go to this... Where Bren booked us in, there was all these walking trails and the zoo and everything.
And the art gallery.
And the art gallery, couldn't get near any of
They
it.
were all within walking distance.
It was this, now usually I would like this, a sea of green. Everywhere you looked, there was green and people and crowds. Look, lovely. There were families, people were having a wonderful time. But we just, we only had about 4 days or 5 days before we had to fly home. So we had to have a negative COVID test before we got home. I thought, this is probably not ideal mixing with crowds of that magnitude when we had to have a negative test. So,
but plus we couldn't park anywhere.
And we couldn't park to save ourselves. And a few people said, you didn't go up the arch. We couldn't. We tried. We tried to book, but apparently I think previously due to COVID, I think it's booked out about 2 months in advance. So we know next time we visit there that we have to book a long way in advance, and you couldn't get near the city anyway. So, and somebody said to us afterwards, St. Louis is one of the biggest, second biggest St. Patrick's Day celebrations or something. We thought, okay, good to note for next time. But part of us, it was kind of nice too, because we had lunch miles from where we were. Like, we practically had to drive out of St. Louis to grab lunch. And then we came back and we just bunkered down for the rest of the afternoon, didn't we? Which was lovely. We got to just rest because we were a bit tired by this point. So it was just lovely to rest. And then the lights come up over the city, and it was actually quite lovely. So we had 2 nights there. And then on the day we left, we got to visit Colour and Cotton, which was a wonderful, wonderful trip. Angela and Lauren, her mum, invited us to come over. They're sort of out of St. Louis a little bit. Beautiful part of the city. And even getting there, we couldn't, with those Canadian geese, wouldn't get out of that well.
On one of the roads, I had to get out.
I love Canadian geese.
Chase them, and I thought it was actually going to attack
I thought it was going to kill him. I had the camera out ready to film it if the goose attacked Brendan. But
it wouldn't move.
They just would not move. They were in front of the car, and they just wouldn't move. And I couldn't hit a goose to save myself. I'd never recover from it. So Brendan got out of the car, and I was just laughing and laughing. And apparently Angela said that you're lucky because they will attack you. I thought, why couldn't that have happened? But so that was funny. But oh my gosh, then we got to Colour and Cotton. Oh, and Brendan's so jealous. He wants their whole studio. He just wants to pick that up and put it here, don't you, baby?
I've been looking.
Yeah.
I found a couple of places here.
Oh no, gosh. Look, it was just so much. They were just so kind and generous, and we spent quite a long time there.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I thought there must be something in the water in St. Louis because Angela and her mum look like sisters, and Angela's grandma works there as well, and she looked like she'd just old enough to be her mum. So everyone's got the fountain of youth going on in that place. But it was just lovely, just a lovely vibe there, and it was just lovely. It was just kind of them to, because we're dyers as well, obviously. So it was just lovely of them to invite us there and show us where everything was. And we got to bring home.
You stole from me.
Oh, look at this. You can show those ones.
This is the only time I'm going to be able to hold this, isn't it?
We are going to be designing with their beautiful, beautiful cottons. So, yeah, I can't wait. Angela's explained to us that...
Is this my half?
I don't know. As long as that beautiful black that was in there is the black on my side. Yes, it is. Oh, look at this. This one's called Rustic Black, and I think it's now my new favourite black. It's beautiful. Because we're always concerned when we design with floss and things that are not readily available in shops. Although these are becoming more readily available. We don't want to do anything where the shops will say, look, we can't get the threads. Well, they can certainly order them from Colour and Cotton, but Angela said they will do us packs. So when we have a design, they will do up a specific pack that the shops can buy. So if the shops don't want to stock the entire range just yet, they can just call and just buy the floss pack for one of our designs. That way, and we can sell them too, I think. So that way it'll make it a lot easier for the shops. They don't have to stock all 200 odd colours. They can just, have the packs that go with that design. I know Kathy Haberman from Hands On Design had that way at market, and she just had the floss packs. So we'll start out with the floss packs, and hopefully the shops will all start stocking these beautiful, beautiful cottons.
Plus they're 8-yard skeins.
And they're 8-yard skeins, which I love because I couldn't tell you how many times if I'm designing something, I need maybe one, the 5-yard skeins, you need one more strand of cotton or something. So 8. Oops, that just came off.
Where did that one come from?
I don't know. I mustn't have had them on the hook right. You won't be looking after those, Brenda.
Yeah, I'll just put them over here.
So thank you so much, guys. We really, really enjoyed meeting you and, swapping stories. And, we're here to chat whenever we need to,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have no idea. I was going to say, we're just here to help each other out and network together. So that was one of them. And also, too, they gave us, I don't eat chocolate, but Brendan loves chocolate.
I've eaten most of those.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no point in showing you the box because it's basically empty. Beautiful big box of chocolates. And, oh my gosh, that was the one thing that I forgot that Brenda gave you, which you just about thought you died and gone to heaven.
Oh,
it was
popcorn.
The popcorn.
The Chicago popcorn.
Very odd, but Brendan loved it so much.
The tin was layers of cheese popcorn and caramel corn.
Yeah. It was very odd. And Brenda said to us at the time, this popcorn is very Chicago. I can't remember who the maker was now, but when we put a photo on Instagram and Facebook, everyone seemed to know, you got that place's popcorn. And they even seemed to know who the deep dish pizza was from too, which was interesting. But, so Brendan was just hoeing through the whole big tin. So then by the time we got to St. Louis...
I'd eaten that by then.
You'd had that gone. We got another big bag of cheddar popcorn. I just love it. And I'm not even really a popcorn eater. I just love it. So they gave us the cheddar popcorn and the chocolates and these fabulous things. So these are called Seeds of Happiness. And it's seedsofhappiness.com. And they're handmade in the United States. They're little clay balls. They're called Seeds of Happiness. It says Seeds of Happiness started out...
Each one's different.
Yeah, they're all different. That's just from the... Oh, you can tell it's from the dish I put them in.
Fur on in that one. They've got little...
There's a whole story about them on the back of their card.
Each one's got...
But it's Seeds of Happiness. So if you have a look at the seedsofhappiness.com website, and all of them have different little... Each colour has a different story and stuff. Oh, it's just fabulous. So they now live in that's where the dust is coming from. I haven't dusted since I got home. This is a beautiful clay bowl that I actually won once by a potter I really admire. And so those little balls are now sitting in my dish. They're Seeds of Happiness, little smiles of clay. So that was just very, very kind of Angela and Lauren to gift us those. As I said, so they're all the little cards that go with those. So that was just, that just set us up for the rest of the day. I didn't even want to leave. I think the four of us could have chatted the entire day. As it was, we chatted for half the day. I kept feeling guilty because I think by that stage it was a Friday. And I just said, oh my gosh, we're keeping you from work. But they said Friday's a good day for us to have visited. So thank you so much for that. What are you looking at, baby? You're reading all the stories. Aren't they fabulous?
The card matches the colour, but...
the stories are all
The story's
different.
the same.
Is the story the same? It's anyway, I love it. So
it's just the story of the Seeds of Happiness on the back
and
how it come about.
Yeah. So have a look at that website. So like I said, we could have stayed there for the rest of the day, but we had to head off, and we headed off towards Tulsa, wasn't it? Yep. Because we know why we had to go to Tulsa. Well, first of all, it was on a direct route down to Dallas. And then, so we got to Tulsa, and then the next morning we got to visit the Silver Needle. Oh, was there some credit card damage done at that shop?
That was
a
scary bill.
I know. It was amazing. Look, Lindy was there. We'd only seen her a few days before.
Most of it was me, but...
Yeah, you bought quite a lot, baby. That was just lovely. Lindy had only seen us a week beforehand at market, so she sort of said, come on out, I'll show you all this stuff. And there was so much we missed at market, so it was lovely to see everything. And I got to buy a lot of stuff that I actually missed at market. But Brendan, out in the back room, I don't know how we mentioned something about Dovo scissors. And she goes, there's a whole bag of them there. I managed to get some from market because they're discontinued now. but some supplier had brought them to market. You missed them there. And so there's a photo on Facebook, and just Brendan with a whole pile of Dovo scissors in front of him, just trying to find ones that he wanted. What, you got 4 pairs?
Yeah, I only found 4 pairs I liked.
Sure. Luckily, some of them were double up, so I think if they'd all been on single ones. Because you're not keen on the curved ones, are you? You don't like the curved ones very much, but look at these beautiful things.
Including my favourite pair. Mm-hmm. Which was the Silver Needles 35th anniversary pair. I don't know if you can see them. She's Karen's phone. It's a background. Yeah, they're a beautiful matte gold.
Yeah, they were beautiful. You can still get these to it.
Yeah,
if you call the Silver Needle, you can actually still...
Yeah, Lindy's still got a number of pairs of these.
Those.
They're just beautiful. They're just a beautiful matte gold scissor.
Yeah.
I've never seen a matte gold scissor before.
Yeah, it's like a brushed metal, isn't it? Yep, so that was the Silver Needle ones. What other ones did you get? We would normally do this in the hall later on, but since we're talking about Silver Needle, we might as well show you what he got there. These ones, I think, poor Lindy, I think there was only one pair of these, and I think she got quite a shock when she saw Brendan snaffled these ones. I think she might have wanted these herself.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to get these. So it's a little gunmetal pair, and they've got a really, really, really fine point.
Apparently they're supposed to be very good for doing hard hanger as well. You love those ones, don't you? Yeah. And next.
So I only bought so many because they're discontinued.
Oh, sure.
A pretty little silver pair. If
you can find Dovo scissors, and as I said, there were some that some of the shops were able to get at market. They're obviously not the cheapest scissors in the world, but they are worth every cent. They're very good.
The other 2 pairs that I had come from the Village Sampler.
The Village Sampler, that's right.
Yeah, so that was these 2.
Oh yeah, those gold and silver ones are beautiful.
I keep doing that with this.
What are you doing, baby?
I don't know how I managed
I don't know. Oh yeah, I loved those ones.
So it's a pretty little gold and silver
gold
pair.
And silver.
I thought Karen was going to steal these ones.
Mm-hmm.
She still probably will.
No, I won't. I've got my couple of pairs.
Doesn't mean you won't steal these.
And last one, these ones. I actually have this pair. I got this pair from the Silver Needle. So Silver Needle had the pair, and so did Village Sampler. So Bren got one, and I got the same ones from Lindy. And you got those other ones that you love too.
Yeah, Premax scissors. Oh, take the price tag off them.
Why don't you take them out of the thing? Can you take them out? Yeah, there you go. Oh, I've got price tags on anything, so don't worry too much. These ones are a brand. Brendan actually bought a pair of these, not those particular ones, but a lovely pair from the Cruel Goblin down in Sydney. So he loves them, and when he saw the same brand, he thought, oh, they're nice ones. Your other ones are black too, aren't they?
No, the other ones are silver.
Oh, are they? Oh, there we go. They're in there. But they're really, really lovely scissors.
Yeah, so that's the other pair.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So that was the other pair I had, which we got from the
Cruel Goblin.
From the Cruel Goblin in Sydney, from Julie. And these.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Are their little brother or the little sister?
Yeah, little black ones.
Well, these are blue, so.
Oh, they're blue, are they?
They've got a blue
ring. Oh,
ring.
black with a blue ring.
One's
Oh, I see.
Pink ring.
Oh, interesting. Okay. But they're very, very good scissors too.
Yeah, so they're really nice scissors.
We've actually, we were just talking about needing something to put all the scissors in, and so we have ordered one of the scissor blocks from R&R Woodworks in Kentucky. We got one of the large ones, and so they've made 2 for us, and they're on their way. So we'll show those probably when they arrive, probably in a couple of Flosstubes time. So we'll have something beautiful to put all the scissors in, so they don't get damaged. So we will show you those when they arrive, baby. So yeah, well, look, I mean, hours were spent there. I've never in my life, maybe except for Brenda's house, I have never in my life seen so many models in one place. It was amazing. And what amazed me too is with the amount of stock there, Lindy's knowledge of what she's got was incredible, wasn't it, Bren? Like there's a whole wall, hundreds of Mill Hill bead kits. And we heard a customer come in and say do Mill Hill have anything fantasy? And I thought, how is she going to know with all this? She did. She said, no, there's only one that has a dragon in it or something. She knew exactly where it was, and I just couldn't believe it. I thought, how do you know what's in this store? There's just, if there's something that wasn't in that shop, then it hasn't been invented for cross stitch, I don't think. So if you are in Tulsa or you're nearby and thinking, will I make the trip? Definitely make the trip. It's definitely worth it. So yeah, so we had another day in Tulsa, and then we headed back to
Drove to Dallas. Got caught in a massive traffic jam.
Yeah.
Two massive traffic. Well, we just bypassed the second one.
Thank heaven.
At the last second, the GPS.
Started to panic a little bit, weren't we? Like we left ourselves hours to get to the airport and have our pre-COVID test.
It was only supposed to be a 3.5 hour drive.
Yeah.
I think it took almost 5.5 hours.
Yeah. And we had to have our fit to fly COVID tests and everything. So, and we got there.
Well, you wanted to go to the Rainforest Cafe.
I wanted to go to the Rainforest Cafe, but there wasn't time.
Wasn't time.
So anyway, we ended up having plenty of time. Yeah, there should have been miles of time, but we didn't have time to have lunch. We had plenty of time when we got there before our flight in the end, but thankfully the COVID test was all negative and we were off back home. So
for a 17-hour flight.
17-hour flight. That's why we've been.
In cattle class.
Everyone kept saying to us on Facebook, "Oh, I hope you went first class." I thought, we didn't even go business class.
Well, we looked at
business class, didn't we? Because we thought 17 hours, that's a long way. What was it going to be?
Upgrade. It was going to be $6,000 each.
$6,000 each to fly one-way business class on top of our fare.
Yeah, on top of the $2,500 we'd already paid.
Yeah, like we have looked at business class before, and that was about double. I think it's just because of the whole post-COVID thing. Those prices, I'm sure, will start coming down. But luckily, somebody was looking after us because we had nobody next to Brendan, so we could spread out, thankfully, for that 17 hours. But yeah, so we got home, and as Bren said before, we've slept through the day, we've been awake at night. I haven't even phoned a single friend. I've been so tired.
I only just spoke to my mum and dad yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. I haven't spoken to Jodie or anyone on the phone, which my friend Jodie, I'd be normally on the phone 2 minutes later to talk to her. I have just been so tired. But, it's back to work tomorrow. We'll be starting to die and get everything done again tomorrow. We've just been literally walking zombies for about 3 days. So, yeah, and everyone keeps asking us, were the dogs excited to see us? Yes, they were. They have literally not left our side the whole 3 days we've been home.
Plus we have to keep them inside too because of the leeches.
Yeah, we've had these weird leech things with all the rain.
Yeah, the backyard's full of them.
They're these long, we call them river leeches or something. They're very weird. They've been getting on the dogs, so we've been having to keep them very close. Yeah. They won't hurt them. Well, they could if you don't get them off quick enough.
No, they're not going to hurt them. They're just going to make a mess.
Yeah, so that wasn't good.
After they've eaten off them.
So, we've probably bored the life out of you, but we thought we'll give you... Everyone's been asking about our trip, so we thought we'll give you a bit of a travel itinerary of what we've been up to for the last 3 weeks before we start talking about cross-stitch stuff. So, what have you been stitching, Bren?
Not much.
Do you know what? We had so many plans to stitch on our holiday, and I left my stitching light at home. Most of the hotel rooms were dark. We were tired after driving all day, so there wasn't much done. Such is life. And we haven't felt like stitching since we've gotten home because we've been so jet lagged. But last night, Brendan finally started stitching, and so did I. So
I've actually started a new constellation by Plum Street, which is one of Paulette's older charts.
What date is it on the back there? She has no date on there.
Yes, it is 2018.
2018. It's one of her beautiful Rhode Island type style. I'm going to do the Equality Sampler, which is in the same kind of vein. This is on your new salt pot.
Yeah, salt bush. It hasn't been a good start.
No. Been a bit of cursing in the house last night.
That horrible flower. I think I've stitched it 4 times now.
Yeah.
Unpicked it 3 times.
I don't know what you were doing, Brent. It was just crazy.
Every time I stitched it, there was a stitch out here or a stitch out there. And
Yep. Anyway, onward and upward, baby.
I was going to fudge it, but
no,
it's mirrored on the other side of the design.
Yeah, so it means you would have had a mirror.
I would have to mirror the fudging. And then, because of the way it is, other stuff would be keyed off it. So with the fudging, probably put everything out on the whole sampler. So I bit the bullet 3 times and unpicked it.
It was worth it.
And restitched it 4 times.
Yeah. Onward and upward. Is that all the stitching?
That's all I've done.
Okay. And I haven't done a lot either. So, where is my stitching? Oh, don't tell me I'll put underneath everything. I think I'll put underneath everything. Yes, I have.
Oh, it's
well,
right at the bottom.
Yeah, trust me, Bren.
How are you going to get that out of there?
I have no clue.
Without having
I don't know.
an avalanche.
I don't know. I'm just going to try to get everything. Why did I put it at the bottom of everything?
Oh, dear.
Oh, my goodness me. Okay. Now, for a very long time, I have wanted to stitch, what's it called? You can tell I'm tired. Oh my gosh, what's this thing? One Nation by Bygone Stitches. It's this one here. I'm sure everyone's seen it a million times. My plan is for this to be my travelling piece, so that when we travel to the States, I'm going to stitch in all the states we've visited, so then when I travel with it, as we go through new states. For example, I could have, on this trip, I could have stitched in 4 new states. So it's going to be a long work in progress because obviously I've never been to Alaska and places. So, but that's the plan. So I want to get that stitched and up to date so that by the time we go to the States next time, which is not too long away, we'll hopefully put some more states on there. And I'm stitching this in my bag from Vicky Gable, which is Stitch and Button on Instagram.
And YouTube.
Sorry?
And YouTube.
And YouTube, yes. She just apparently
did. Show the sparkles?
Oh, it's very... I don't think you can see the sparkles, but it's very
Jiggle it around and see if we can get the sparkles.
Love that bag. And I love the little... I don't think you can see it, the little red, white and blue star. Apparently Vicky has just done a 2-hour kit parade, so I'm looking forward to watching that later today because I love long videos, long floss tubes. But one of the main reasons I haven't started this before now is because I kept looking for the exact fabric that I wanted. I was going to use our baked clay. I was going to use AOL by Picture This Plus. I don't know. They just didn't feel like they were right because I love this piece. So while I was shopping, and I think I got this at Country Sampler, I got some of Lakeside Linens fabrics, which I love them so much. Now, I didn't want to cut into this piece because I got a fat half of it and I only need a fat quarter on 40 count for this. But oh my gosh, I just wanted to keep it in one big piece. But I actually was proud of myself. I cut it in half last night and I've made a very, very, oh, you can't even see it on there, I don't think, a very sad start on one of the stars. But that is now off and running. So, yeah. And I'm just doing it in the, two of the call for colours, Classic Colourworks Blacksmith Blue, and I love this, Classic Colourworks Cupid. But rather than the, I can't remember, Antique Lace I think it is, I'm actually just using B5200. So that's what it's going to look like. I think we'll see it better from back here. So now that I've finally bitten the bullet and started, I'm going to get stuck into that so that by the time we go to the States, I can hopefully be caught up and, as I said, make that my travelling project. But one thing I did stitch while we were away, I don't have the actual, I've only got my working copy here. My friend Julie, Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World, and Jules Darling, Jules Darling on Instagram. We are stitching Moonsick by the Primitive Needle, and we're stitching it on the full moon every month. So usually the full moon plus one night after or one night before. Julie and I are at about the same spot. Jules is finished. And hers is beautiful. It's Jules Darling on Instagram if you want to see her finished one. You'll have to put that. This is done on our ducks. This is stitched on our Duxbury linen. So there's not a huge amount to go. So I think both Julie and I are hoping we can finish that one on the full moon of next month.
Serge has got bad tension.
Oh, Brenna, I don't know.
No, it's not yours. It's whoever originally serged the fabric.
Oh, okay.
Really bad tension.
Oh, okay. Anyway, there you go.
Sorry.
So anyway, so that's mine. I don't think any of us actually did the called for, I don't know where my thing is, the called for colours. We all picked our own and matched them as closely as possible. So I'm loving that. We're going to continue stitching kind of moon related things on the full moon of every month because it's actually a lot of fun. It's been a really fun stitch every month, and it's not a big commitment. You're only doing it for the full moon every month, so that's cool. The other thing, I'm in a stitch along with Christine Hollis from Hollis Hands Creates and my friend Teresa from Needle Bling, we have started the ES spot sampler of female worth. I know everyone, since it's been around a long time, it's been re-released now. So I made a start on that, and this was on Scout by Seraphim Fabrics. I mean, I know everyone keeps asking me why wouldn't I stitch it on one of ours. It gets to the point after a while we see them every day.
Our colours are boring.
No, our colours are not boring, but we see them every day. And I stitch 90% of what I stitch on our linens because, you know, I do love our linens. But every so often, especially when you've been shopping and you're seeing other things, I love this one. It's called Scout by Seraphim. You're not going to get a good...
no way anyone's going to see that.
No one's going to see that probably. It's hard to explain. It's kind of a grey, mottly thing. But I just wanted to do the border first, and I know it's now matched up. So I always tend to do that. I love the look of borders. I just don't like stitching them. So I like to get that out of the way first and get the nice, pretty fun stuff in the middle. So yeah, so that's a nice little stitch along I have started with them. So that doesn't look like it's very big, so I think that one should stitch up fairly quickly. I'm in another few stitch alongs that my friend Jody is running, which I want to get back to now that we're home. There just wasn't enough. We were just too tired, and there just wasn't enough light in our rooms while we're away. So that's all our stitching. We haven't been very productive, have we, baby?
No.
But that's...
Well, I never am anyway.
No, but now that we're back, we kind of want to... we can't keep working the hours that we did. We were literally... Well, I think that week before we left, we had 2 hours a night, literally for about 7 days. We were like walking zombies. So we are literally going to... what did Paulette say? She said her mum said to her once, you've got to put in a good work day, but you need to start at 8 and finish at 5 or finish at 6 and have a life. And so basically, because then you'll enjoy what you're doing more. And that's so true. We love what we're doing, but we can't keep doing that. So I'll be cutting and serging during the day. Brett will be dyeing through the day. I'll also be ironing what you've done. But then come 6 o'clock or whatever, it's going to be tools down and we'll stitch and do whatever we want each night, won't we, baby? Have a couple of days off on a weekend, maybe.
Maybe. But
we'll still get a lot of work, a lot of dyeing done. So what next? Okay, I just did want to mention one. Speaking of my friend Julie, where is it here? Here we go. As you all know, you'd have to be living under a rock not to know what's been going on over in Ukraine. Our hearts go out to everybody suffering over there. It's just, I think there's been enough on the news about all that, but, we our thoughts and prayers are with everyone over there. And I've been buying a few charts, and there's been a lot of free charts out there for people, the stitching for Ukraine. But our friend Julie, Kansas City Girl in Colorado World, and Diana, it is Kismet on Instagram. Diana's, I'm not even going to attempt the story. If you check out Julie, Kansas City Girl in Colorado World on Instagram, and also her last Flosstube as well, she's written very eloquently the whole story about this family. Basically, in brief though, a family that Diana's very close to they've suffered great loss, both with the current invasion of Ukraine and through death from COVID. It's been very, very difficult. So Julie and Diana got together, and Julie designed this beautiful design. It's called their Vigil Keep, and it's by Hemlock and Rye, which is Julie's design company. You can actually go to Julie's Gumroad account under Hemlock and Rye. Bren will put the link below, and you can actually download this. I think the minimum is $5, but you can donate whatever you like. And if for some reason you don't want to stitch this beautiful design, which I'm absolutely going to be stitching it, you can also just make a donation. As I said, Julie very eloquently tells the whole story of it all on her Instagram page. So if you check that out, and please go and help support this wonderful family. And like I said, I'm going to be stitching that. There's a lot of imagery on there to do with Ukraine. I believe the nightingale is the bird of Ukraine, and Julie shows on her last Flosstube the little house is a typical Ukrainian house. She's even put like a little banner underneath in blue and yellow for Ukraine. So yeah, so we will put the link to that one below, and I'll be kitting that one up and starting to stitch that one this week. And there's another Ukrainian designer called Stitchy Princess, and there's a stitch along going on at the moment on Facebook, and I think there's a Facebook group for it, and we're all stitching the Night Alphabet sampler. I'm actually just about to start this one. I'm doing a stitch along with this with my friend Naomi and Linda, and Naomi's running that one. That's the design, which I love. And you can stitch this either with the Ukrainian alphabet or the English alphabet. I'm actually going to do that's the English one on there, but I'm actually going to stitch it with the Ukrainian one. So, and I'm going to put that on our seaweed.
Where'd you get that bit from?
It was in my room, baby.
That's a big chunk of seaweed.
It is a big chunk of seaweed, which I love. So that's, yeah. So that one is, so you can actually buy that as, it's stitchyprincess.etsy.com, and join that stitch along. As I said, if you do a search for it, I think it's called Night Alphabet Sampler Sal or something on Facebook. So that one's going to be a lot of fun. Okay. So that's those two things. And as I said, there's so many people out there, designers who have been doing all sorts of designs to help Ukraine. I know I just purchased from Lady Dot Creates. Lois did these beautiful sunflower pins with a little blue bead as well, and proceeds of that are going to help a charity in the Ukraine as well. So I bought a few sets of those, and I'm looking forward to those coming from Lois as well. So keep an eye out for all those wonderful charities that are all doing great work. So now this is where most of you, I think we've already been going probably at least an hour. Have we, baby?
I can't tell.
Oh, please tell me it's not longer than that.
Oh, my eyes aren't that good.
Don't look at me, I'm blind as a bat when it comes to
almost an hour.
Okay, so if you don't want to see this massive haul, then you can switch off now. We won't be offended, and we can see you in 2 weeks. Otherwise, buckle in. It's going to be a good hour, I would think, to get through all this. I'll go as quickly as I can, but I just I just want to give you the, don't be bored warning. So, yeah.
So we actually had to ship a lot of stuff back by DHL.
We did.
So we didn't have room in the bags.
Wow. Okay. What do we do first? Will we just do our purchases first that we bought at the shops?
Yeah.
Or will we probably do that and then we'll show
Do you want to start? Because I just need to duck out and get my poster.
Okay, Brent's going to get some poster. I will start. What we'll do is I'll just show you what I bought anyway at the shops, and then I'll show you the haul we got from Nashville, because I'm sure you've all been seeing Nashville haul all over the place. And so let me think. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. No, this was just a purchase from Joanne's, I think it was, or Michael's, one of those. I love Maggie Bonomies. I'm a patchworker as well, and I love her beautiful applique. So this was just a bargain that I found. I think it was in Michael's in Tulsa. No, it wasn't. It was in St. Louis. And it's pure and simple. Fantastic patchwork book. So that was a nice little bonus when I found that one there. Actually, I'm going to put all the stuff on the floor because this is going to go everywhere. Okie dokie. Now this is not in any kind of order of what shops we bought them at, but here we go. So, and I'll go through this as quickly as I can. This one I got at the Silver Needle, and I've been looking for this for ages and ages and ages. Couldn't get in Australia anywhere. No mail was coming from the States. So this one is Marjorie Massey, and it's Quaker. It's just called Quaker. I just love that so much, and I can't wait to start. I wanted this for probably about 3 years now. So, yeah. So it's that one. And I also got another Marjorie Massey. Don't mind the price tags and all this. This one's called... So that one's called Quaker. This one's called Prairie. And that's gorgeous too. I love just monotone samplers, especially ones that are done in like black. Well, that one's actually got two colours. It's got a brown in it as well. But I will probably do both of those. One of my favourite blacks is Felix by Cottage Garden Threads. So I will probably use that one for those. Okay. Now they had a massive, massive box with Fun Needle and Thread. You would think that after all the years we've had the shop, which is 21 years, you'd think I'd have all these, but no. So I picked up all the ones I don't have. And some of them are in a style of other ones. Like I might have the Christmas version, and now this is the Halloween version, which is my favourite thing. This one's called Gardener Good Witch. Brendan, you might have to do this. That way.
That way.
Thank you, baby. And it's got to be I just noticed there's a definite Halloween theme happening here. This one's called Witch Pumpkin. Oh. This one's called Paper Snowflakes. It's usually either Christmas or it's Halloween for me. Now I saw this one. I can't think what it was on. Carol Saltbox Stitches something, but I've been wanting this one for ages too. This one's called Grateful, Thankful, Blessed. And I love that one. It's probably my favourite one of the ones I got. Some of these that one I'd heard of before, but some I've didn't even know existed. So this one's called Live Simply. Now I'm currently stitching the Christmas version of this one, but this one's called Hilda's Alphabet Brew. Love that one. Okay, this one, Blessings Be Thine. If you want any of these, just ring silver needle. There were certainly others of these there. And this one's called House of Blues and Browns. Bren's arm's going to go to sleep after this. And this one I've wanted forever and ever and ever. This is called Francis Poole. I love that. I'm not sure where I saw somebody stitch that. It might have been Brenda and Laura. I'm not sure, but I love that one. Again, not in any particular order. Oh, I should try to get the ones that were at the silver needle. This one's Madame Chantilly Halloween Drive Lesson. I love this one. You know me, I'll stitch Halloween all year round. And I love this. This was actually, Brent's going to have to dye me a very special piece of linen for this one. This one's called It's Halloween and by Foxwood Crossings. There was a sample of this there and I just fell in love with it. I think I couldn't find the chart anywhere and we had to track it down. I think they just moved the Foxwood Crossings to some other part of the shop and I was like, I wasn't leaving without that. Okay, I'm trying to get this. This one here is Portuguese Bird Sample. This was on display there, the model. Absolutely fabulous. It's called Portuguese Bird Sample by Barbara Anna. And obviously you can probably download that one from Creative Poppy. All of her stuff is sold through Creative Poppy.
We'll get it from the Silver Needle.
Oh, obviously, yeah. But I was thinking more if you're in Australia, baby. It's a bit hard to go. Now, I've also got some things that were exclusive to Silver Needle. This one is Threads That Bind Sewing Pocket and I've got the whole kit, by The Drawn Thread. I love a thing that's exclusive to a shop and if it's still there when we get there. This one, oh my gosh, all the praiseworthy needles, samples all over the shop. I don't know why I haven't stitched one of these. I've got a whole heap of them. I love their Christmas ones, but I particularly love their Halloween ones. And this is their newest one, and this one's called Ghouls Crossing.
Looks better in the shop.
It looks so much. I think that's the thing. Like, it's not a bad photo on the cover, but when you see them stitched, it was beautiful, wasn't it, Brent? And again, if you look at our Facebook page, I think I took a photo of just about every praiseworthy needle Halloween or Christmas one because they looked stunning in real life. I'm trying to find ones that I think that was about it from. Oh, then I got, this is a little kit that was from Market. I should have probably put this in the Market ones, but I got it from the Silver Needle. So there were these little, I think they were little exclusive kits, weren't they? I think, Brett. It's the same design in each one from Praiseworthy Needle, but each little coffin had a different thing. I got the one with the jack-o'-lanterns. I think there were spiders. I think there was a witch and one other one. I can't remember, but it just opens up and you got all the little bits inside to stitch this little thing that goes in the coffin. I think from what it looks like on the cover, you can actually then paint the little box.
There's no way people can see that.
Sorry, babe.
Your arms are long enough.
I know. And so, yeah, so once you have it all stitched and then you can just turn it on. I don't know if you can see that. And it's got a little orange light. I don't think you can see that, can you, babe? Yeah. That goes on inside. Isn't that cool?
I didn't know it did that.
Yeah. So the little coffin lights up. So I love that. Like I said, that was a Market. So I'm sure, I know Silver Needle had 6 or 7 of them, I think, left in the different coffin designs. But I think they walked out the door at Market because I know I wasn't able to get one at Market. By the time we got around on the Sunday, they were long gone. Okay, so that's all those. That's not doing anything with the camera, is it? No. So now when we were at, like I said, some of these are all over the place, but when we were at Country Sampler, the one thing one of the many things I love about Country Sampler. But Ginny does a lot of their own conversions. So when you see often the model stitched there, they're in her conversions, and they can look so very different to the to what's on the cover. Look, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the designer's colours. I just always love what Ginny does. Now this one, it's a lovely design, but I'm not sure I would have gravitated towards it until I saw the stitched model. And so I bought this one for Ginny's conversions, and this one's called Songbird Sampler by Artful Offerings, who is a designer I stitch a lot of. But given that that's kind of quite bright colours, I don't know if I would have done, but the colours that Ginny did them in are fabulous. So I will be stitching that one, so you'll see it come to life in the new colours. Okay, I'm just trying to find them. Love this. I love this. This is by, actually, I think this was an exclusive to, it says here the Country Sampler in Spring Break. So this was called the Mary Argent Sampler by Needlework Press. This was there. I couldn't grab the chart quick enough. This is stunning, and I absolutely 100% will be kitting that up in the next week. Oh, it was so beautiful there, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure that's an exclusive for Country Sampler. So if you contact them, I think they also had kits of it as well, but I'm not sure. Oh, maybe not. Maybe they normally have kits and they were sold out. I'm not sure, but they definitely had the charts there. Okay, now this one, I'm going to get Brendan to, he's going to hate me because I know this thing's going to be long enough as it is, but he's going to insert the picture of Ginny's version of this, her colour conversion, what it looked like in the shop, because this one I think it's my favourite thing I've seen on our trip. This one's by Erica Michaels, and it's called Mary Havens 1837. Now this is what it looks like on the cover, but I'll get Brenda to insert a photo of the one I took in the shop, because oh my god, it was my favourite. It was so beautiful. Like I said, looks beautiful there, but the colours that Jenny chose were next level beautiful. Some of them I got fully kitted. As you can see, it's a typical Country Sampler kit. Beautiful. By the way, I also signed up for their club, whatever their schoolgirl club, but whatever their club is, I've signed up for, so I'm very excited. This one's called Margaret Croft, and it looks like Needlework Press as well. Yeah. This is a schoolgirl sampler club reproduction, so I think this might have been a previous club piece, I think.
Yeah, because it's for the non-club members.
That was for the non-club members, that's right. So obviously, and I saw the next one that's coming out, I think in May in the club, was there on display. So I think it's coming out in May, and I think that was the last one of the current year. But because I joined, I get that one, and then the membership continues on. I think it was Needlework Press, I think Scarlet House, I think it was Stacey Nash. I can't think who it was. It was fabulous. So, but you can't sort of join on the website or anything. I think you've got to phone them and join. So I'm really, really excited by that. And as you all of you know, I'm a quilter as well. Like I said, and I've got about 1,000 photos on Facebook just inside Country Sampler of the beautiful displays. Oh my gosh, that's just next level. This is the book I bought, which is Editas Sitar from Laundry Basket Quilts. I can never pronounce this poor lady's name right. I know I always botch it. But, and that was that, and this was the beautiful kit that I bought to go with it, which was for one of the quilts. Actually, I think it was for two of the quilts. One of the little ones and one of the big ones in that gorgeous book. I think it was for the one with the tulips on it and another project in there. So, look how beautiful they do their kits. Just so gorgeous. Sorry about the crinkles. Okie doke. I'm sure there were other things I bought there, but anyway. When we were in Branson, and we went to, oh my god, I've just blanked. Where's your bag, Brendan? Oh my gosh, I've just completely blanked. Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. We obviously did a heap of damage there as well. But this, I think, did I show this on the last video?
Yeah.
Oh, I already showed them on the last video.
You showed again. You've already shown everyone.
It's that one.
We showed all our Cecilia samples.
Oh, that's right. Because we'd already been there before we went to market. I'd forgotten all about that. So did I show these ones then?
I don't know. You show me again.
I bought this one. Wide Beak Creek. I can't remember what I've shown on the previous ones. I think I did too. I think I showed these in the last video, so sorry about that. Revaris. October 31st. I remember showing these, so I'll just go through this very, very quickly. Midnight Stitching. A Spooky Spot of Halloween. That was in like one of those specials bins. I think I got that for practically nothing. Cecilia Samples. How did I forget that name after we had spent so much time in there? Now at market, my friend Teresa from Needle Bling gifted me this. This should be in our market once, but this was gorgeous. This is called Witch's Brew, and it's by Needle Bling, and it was so cute. Looks like it'll be a quick stitch too. Teresa did a really clever thing with these designs. I think there was about 4 of the different seasons or something at market, and she did a little drum, but she also made that same drum into a pillow. So if you didn't want to do the drum, you could easily just make that into the pillow. Then at, I don't know what else I bought here, but I don't think I brought it all out. At Lens of Madison. This one, I just love it. It's Heart's Ease Exemplar Works, and it's called Norfolk Diligence, and I just love it. I've never seen that before, so that was beautiful. And I bought some other stuff there too. I'm not quite sure where all that is. So, and then I've just got the, I'm going to stitch my way through these too. I've had these for a while. There's Coach Garden Samplings. This is the Year in the Woods. That was the fox, which everyone would have seen a million times on Facebook. I've got the Jackrabbit too somewhere. There's the Jackrabbit. So obviously I've got to have the fox and the rabbit. What are the chances of those being... Oh no, the second one I think was the swan. That's the Jackrabbit. And the new one is the raccoon. And the brand new one, which I haven't got yet, is a ferret, which is really cute. The ferrets are really cute. So I just love these. I'm probably going to wait until they're all out and then just work out whether I'm going to stitch them on one big piece. I think I'll probably stitch them on a 40 count or something and try and get them smaller. Oh my gosh, I bought these. Oh my gosh, I got some. These are little things we bought at Silver Needle. These were from Pintini, and they're just the little
pins.
Yeah, Brenda spotted these two for me. They're 2 different Halloween ones. And then I think I also got the Just Pins. These ones were for, I think...
Just Another Button Company.
Yeah, Just Another Button Company ones. Love them. I got this... I think this was an exclusive to a shop, and they delivered it to me at market. I can't remember, or maybe it was a heartstring sampler exclusive. It was called Key to My Heart, and that's the whole kit too. I can't remember where I bought that from, or it was obviously an exclusive kit, but I just can't remember. I just can't remember where I bought it. Okay, so that's basically what I bought from the shops. What did you buy, baby?
This was the poster.
This was on a t-shirt that he bought as well.
Yeah, I got it on a t-shirt as well, but I got it on a poster. This was from the Mothman Museum in Point Pleasant.
Any Beatles fans will kind of get the correlation.
But with 3 good cryptids and 1 crap one in the middle. So, Bigfoot,
Mothman,
Flatwood Monster, and an alien.
So yeah, so Brendan loves his t-shirt with this on it.
I've got it on a t-shirt as well.
But that's going to be framed.
Yeah.
You love that, don't you, baby?
The best thing about the whole trip.
Yeah, with a cryptid, cool cryptid shops in Point Pleasant, of course.
So I didn't buy all that many charts because I didn't get a chance because someone else spent all the money.
He was carrying the basket around most of the shops for me.
So I didn't get a chance to look. But...
Yeah, I love that.
While we were... This is Country Sampler.
Country Sampler, yeah.
Yeah. I saw this design.
It was stitched on the wall. Beautiful.
Yeah. So it's from Samplers Not Forgotten. It's
Kimberly?
Anne Wright sampler. But...
As usual, she did her
Jeannie had done a conversion.
Yeah.
So I got Jeannie's colours.
And they sort of said, can we kit that up for you? I said, of course you can. Yeah. So while I was shopping, they were hurriedly over getting all the threads for Bren.
Yeah, so Jeannie changed most of the colours, I think.
Yeah. Oh gosh, it was so beautiful on the wall.
So I grabbed her her
conversion
threads. I've got the girls to go and keep that up for me.
Yeah.
And the other chart that I bought was from Linda Madison.
Out of that bag, you can't see it very well. But
yeah. So it's a scarlet letter chart. The man, dogs, and deer.
You also like the unicorn and the deer or something, aren't you? Don't you?
Yeah, but these are a little bit expensive, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's a lot of stitching in it too. Oh my gosh. Yep.
So the other thing that
and the one underneath.
No, that was
from Market.
From Market, the only thing I bought at Market.
Okay.
The other thing that come while I was away too was this beautiful book. So Simone this year wasn't at Market.
No.
But she released this book.
Just before Market.
Just before Market, and it was here waiting for me when I got back. So it's actually really beautiful, the book inside. So it's an Atelier.
Oh, don't look at me.
Sewed ID. I'll put the link down below so you can go and buy a copy of it. But it's a beautiful book.
And I'm starting to see quite a few people stitching it.
It's got the sampler plus a whole series of little smalls based on the sampler. It's just a beautiful book.
Mm. Yeah, it's a pretty spectacular book.
Yeah, so Simone's done an amazing job with this sampler.
I love that. As you're starting to see that out there on all the socials now, I think people have been...
and obviously the other thing I bought too was all the scissors. That's where my budget went.
You should have seen his face.
I think my scissors cost more than Karen's
oh, my stash! I think it did too. Oh my goodness, it was amazing. Your face when you saw all the scissors in that one bag, and she just sat him down with it in front. It was so funny. So that's your purchases, baby.
Yep.
One thing that was talking about, Brendan was saying something that's arrived when we got home, is I joined I got in this year, which was good. We're supplying the fabric for it, so that was good. But the Schoolgirls Sewing Club by the Cruel Goblin, last year Julie knocked it out of the park. We were actually one of the designers last year, but it was great. I saw all my friends getting all the other boxes during the year. I think there's 4 boxes a year. So I jumped on that subscription as soon as Julie put it up this year. She was laughing because she said, "Oh my gosh, you're getting your own linen back." I said, "That's okay, we're getting all the other amazing stuff too." Well, first of all, so it was waiting for me when I got back. So first of all, it came in a fabulous little drawstring bag. Love a bag. And the way it's just beautifully all tied up with ribbon. You know, you open it and it's just so pretty.
Not anymore, you've destroyed
Well,
it.
I've destroyed because I ripped this thing open. So I was desperate to have a look. This is the first... I should open it up. It's just all so beautiful. I was going to do an unboxing, but
You ripped it open.
I ripped it open so fast you couldn't see the dust yet. So this is the first one. This is actually by Sovereign Samplers, which is the first cab off the rank. Just beautiful. It's just everything's done so beautifully. And then there's a little, I haven't really, that's a project, it's the sampler plus a little 1838 needle fold. So I think there's 2 little projects in there. Like, I mean, the way they do it is just gorgeous. That's the key. It's just beautifully, beautifully done. And there's the linen. It's on our Mayflower linen. Lovely. And then there's all the beautiful things to make the little needle book as well. So yeah, all packaged in a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful box. So I can't wait to see the second month now. So I was itching to get home and see mine because I saw people. I saw people had their first one arriving, and I didn't want to look. So I was kind of trying to do spoiler alerts online. So I didn't see it. The other thing waiting for me when I got home was I joined the Evertote Leo and Roxy Floss Club, first Floss Club I've ever joined. I did both. You have a bright version or a neutral version. Bright or neutral or both. So I chose both. And these were gorgeous. I think number 2's on its way to me now. I don't think I've mixed these up. If I have, it doesn't really matter anyway. But these were the brights. This one is Sour Candy. Do you want to hop this up? Sour Candy. This one's called, I think it's Frosé. Leaping Lupins, Peachet Sister, and Sorbet. And these beautiful neutral, I'm pretty sure this is how it went. We have Truffle, Milkshake, maybe you'd like that one. Deja Blue, great name. Bellini, and Sugar Plum. So you can contact Caroline at Evertote. I don't know if you can still join their floss club. I'm pretty sure you can. As I said, you've got the choice of either or both, and it's definitely worth getting both. So, and also too, speaking of new releases, oh gosh, I don't have them on me at the moment. I got sent because they weren't at market because Hoffman weren't able to make it to market. But I've got the 3 new releases from Classic Colourworks, which are beautiful, and we'll be designing with those. But we also got at market the 3 new releases from General Art, and these are really gorgeous. One's called Cobblestone, and I love this next one. This next one's called Distressed Denim. So they're the 2 new overdyed flosses, and then in their sampler wool, they're simply wools. This one's called Misty Harbour. So we got this from market, and that's about it. Now we're ready to start the market stuff. Are we still under 2 hours, Brent?
Yep.
Okay, let's go. You show the one that you...
Well, I didn't really get a chance to go out at market because Sunday was the only time we really had to shop, and I got sick on Sunday.
Brent got a bit of an upset tummy, unfortunately, because the one good thing was we actually had sold out by Saturday afternoon. So I thought, well, that's because... The reason Brent's usually stuck in the room is because he does all the sales and everything through this point of sale system he has on the computer, and I don't know how it all works. So usually he can't leave the room very far because if somebody comes in and they need to buy something, he has to come rushing back. So because we'd sold out of everything by the Sunday, I thought that's great. He can go out and shop. But yeah, you got a very bad upset tummy. So he went out for a little while, but then had to come back and
lie down for a bit.
Stay close and lie down. So yeah,
I missed that on dinner as well.
Yeah, we always go out. We always have our Sunday night dinner at market and outside with Tanya and Brian and Teresa and Pam, and it's become a bit of a tradition every year. And Bren unfortunately missed out. So, and you were missed.
You brought me leftovers.
I did bring him leftovers. So yeah. So
So because I didn't really get out, I think I got to see 3 rooms before I had to go and die. I really only bought one. Well, I bought them for the shop, but I bought this one really for myself.
Yeah.
Which was Caradan Antiques and Needlework, the Jane Penny sampler. Oh. She was sharing a room with Stacey Nash.
Oh, is that how you got that one?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Oh, and speaking of Stacey, we got a really, really nice canvas bag from Stacey because I love a good sewing bag. So I'll be carrying all my...
I should get that.
You should, because you actually technically went to the room and picked up my pre-order. We pre-ordered a lot of stuff. As many of you know, we have Linen and Threads. And as many of you also know, we're having a break from Linen and Threads. I know I've mentioned on a few videos. We are not officially closing it down. Everyone keeps saying, oh, you've closed. Yes, we have closed, but we're taking an extended leave, basically. We're keeping the name, we're keeping the shop. We're still doing our Mirabilia retreat at the end of the year. All that's still happening. We'll probably open from time to time, do some specials. We may do a club, I don't know, but all I know is Brendan's got 3,000 odd yards of linen to do just from our market orders, and there's no way we can keep doing both jobs and still get our linen out to all the shops who are supporting us in a timely manner. So I did do quite a lot of shopping at market for many of our long-time customers who asked me to get things for them at market. But I just don't have the time to reopen the website. Any of our excess stock that I did buy, we'll probably just put up on our Instagram page or something and do it like that and just do the Me Too type sales that way. I just don't have time to reopen the website at the moment. We've got to get all this linen dyed now. So okay. So many of these things I purchased for our customers, and I've grabbed some for myself as well. But keep an eye out on our Instagram page. We will mention how we'll be putting this up for sale as well. So, okay.
I'll just put this over here.
Don't you pinch that bag? Okay.
What bag?
Speaking of Stacey, I got her beautiful. Oh, this it doesn't do it justice. This was her exclusive kit from Market. I haven't undone it all yet because I don't want to lose anything. But it was her gorgeous little. It's called Little Sparrow Sewing Box. So that's going to be a very quick little stitch. I think everything's inside there. It's got her little waxes on there as well. I'm going to stitch that very quickly, so I should be able to hopefully have a little finished item to show you next video, because that one's not going to take very long. I think Stacey's other things are actually down the bottom somewhere. I'll show you those as we go. So I'm just going to pull these over here.
It's going to go everywhere.
It's going to go everywhere. Oh, one of the fun things always at Market, we've got 2 recipes in here and 2 designs. This is the Happiness is Homemade book. You can definitely contact your local needlework shop. You know, everyone's got these. But it's fabulous. Like, I mean, ours is the very, oh, I can't really show it, but ours is the very first one in here. But, you know, I opened it up. First thing I saw after that was Alma from Blackbird Designs. And thought, oh, it's fabulous. There's so many good charts and recipes. A lot of the designers and some shops submitted recipes. It's every year. I keep all mine. They're just wonderful. So I can't. In fact, Alma's recipe in there was borrowed from our friend Katrina. Apparently, Barb used to love it every time that Alma would make it. And ironically enough, it's just so weird, the full circle. When we were at Paulette's place, she had actually, her friend is also Katrina, and she made it for us. And then when I opened the recipe book when I got home, I said, have you noticed what was on page 2 or something? And she texted me back laughing because she said, oh, I can't believe that. I said, it is so delicious. I can't even tell you. Okay. I just thought it was funny, full circle moment that. But from the Primitive Hair, I have a newfound love of, I love eagles anyway, but I particularly love bald eagles. But this is part of her Spirit of the Woods series. There's been, I think there's been a fox. There's been quite a lot in this series. This one's called the Eagle, and I love it. In this new series was a raccoon, a bear, and an eagle. I got the raccoon for a couple of customers, but I got the eagle for me.
I have to start piling them up here.
I will.
This is getting too high.
I know, it's got to start going in front of the camera. This one my friend Julie and I are going to do at some point. This one's called Moon, Queen of the Needles series. And it's fabulous. And I also have the little pin set that goes with that. It's really, really lovely. So that's a little needle book. Thanks, babe. And now I know Brendan showed you one of these when we did our market wrap last time, but I also got one of these, which is the little whale. You got one of those, didn't you? Mm-hmm. The little whale thread keeper. Love this so much. Oh, it's just the thing from the Happiness is Homemade thing. Again, I think, Bren, I think this is your one, Sweetness, because I think the last one you showed was on 40 count, and I think it was the 30 count that you wanted, so you might want to show that one. Izzy always does these fabulous fabrics, and the one I loved, this one's called Dark Spell. Again, I may have shown this on the last video. That's the one that Bren got, and that one's called Mighty Oak. And that's the 30 count. I think we also got it in 40 count. And I think, remember it was mislabeled or something?
That had 2 labels on it.
2 different labels on it. And this one is definitely the 30 count, which is the one he wanted. So you can have that one. And mine is Dark Spell, which I don't know.
So does that mean you want the other one back?
I'll have the other. I don't care, baby. You can keep the 40 count if you want.
I smell the coffee.
Smell the coffee? Oh, it smells divine. But I actually don't know whether I want to design something on this piece. I probably will. Or just find an awesome Halloween design to put on that one. Oh, it does smell fabulous too. Righto. I don't even know where to start putting things. Bren's right. They're going to all start piling
up. So you
up.
want this one back?
No, Sweetness, you can keep yours. Did you show the ink circles that you're going to be doing?
Yeah.
Was that on the last video, was it?
Yeah.
I can't remember one video from the other. And by the way, I feel terrible. We have got so many.
Now I've got 2.
No, you got 2. There you go.
Well, maybe have this one as well.
You're not having that one because I only got 1 of that one.
Yeah. You've got none of that.
Finders keepers, baby. Yeah, I feel so terrible because I can see there's so many comments. We love getting the comments on our videos. Between driving all day and having barely any internet the entire time we were gone, I have not had a chance to answer most of the comments at all this time. I feel terrible. So I will be doing that over the next week. We had very little internet, didn't we, Brent? It was
Really bad
terrible internet. Like, we signed up for whatever, it's supposed to have gotten what was it, Brent? The best coverage,
Yeah, it was crazy.
whatever, I don't know, but it was terrible.
Yeah, barely had any phone coverage.
Barely had phone coverage, barely had internet. It was very, very strange.
Thought we were in a third world country.
It was very odd. Because I think whatever plan Bren bought was supposed to find whatever the strongest network was in that area. But I think we got 2 bars of 3G at best.
Oh, most of the time it was Edge.
Yes.
Welcome
it was,
to 1980.
It was just weird. So as a consequence, by the time we got to our hotel room each night where I had any kind of Wi-Fi, it was just too late to sit down and reply to everyone. So now that we're home and we're back to normal, I will do that. Because I can see there's lots of really lovely comments there, which I will definitely get to. So where do I start with my summer? Oh, these are all my favourites, but, what do you say? Blackbird knocked it out of the park yet again. That is just divine. That's humming. I'm sure you've seen all these on a million different floss tubes and Instagrams, but they're worth showing again. I loved the last book, but I just want to stitch my way. I wish I could show it all to you, but some people may not have seen it yet, so you kind of want to get a bit of a surprise when you open the book up. This is called A Heart Remembers by Blackbird, and I'm trying to think what the last book's name was. It's ridiculous. It's gone straight in my head. But I want to stitch my way through that entire book, and I will, because, as Brenda and Laura say, buy all the Blackbirds, stitch all the Blackbirds. Okay, Jeanette Douglas is one of my favourite people in the world. We went out to dinner with her and Beth Twist on the Saturday night at Market. Just an absolute, she is such a joyous person, isn't she?
With our host.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, Melinda from Weeks Dialects took us out to this wonderful place in Franklin that night. First time we've ever been to Franklin. Puckett's, it was called.
Say that really carefully.
Sorry?
Got to say that really carefully.
So we were so incredible. We had such a nice night. But Jeanette actually drove. We took 2 cars, so Jeanette drove us. Her and her husband. She's just such a fun person, isn't she? She's just full of joy. You cannot have a good time, not have a good time when you're with, or Beth for that matter, when you're with Beth, and Melinda was having a great night. But this is one I'm actually doing as a stitch along with my friend Teresa from Needle Bling, and this was on display too at Silver Needle, and it's tiny. It's so pretty.
So these were all sold out.
This was sold out, so I actually bought that one at the Silver Needle.
No, not a Silver Needle.
Oh, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Oh, maybe it wasn't.
No, it doesn't have Silver Needle.
Maybe it was Country Sampler. I can't remember, baby. Where did I buy these?
I think you got...
Oh, maybe these were from Lynn's of Madison. Oh, I don't know. That's right, because Jeanette had completely sold out of everything. But so by the time we got up there on the Sunday, it was all gone. Because we don't like to, unless it's pre-orders for the shop, I don't tend to like to do any shopping until... Oh, could have been Village Sampler.
Sure,
yeah, probably was. Yeah, you're right too. That's right, because it was the first shop after Market we visited.
Yeah.
And I love this one too. This is called, sorry, I don't want to take them out of the bags, but Flowers for You. I love this. I'm going to put this on our Waratah fabric. Jeanette's, when you see Jeanette always has fabulous photos on her covers, but when you see Jeanette stitched, you just want everything. And I think I love her designs and I love her, so it's like, it's a lovely combination. When you're stitching one of Jeanette's designs, you just feel happy because she's such a happy person. And one of the joys we always have at Market is seeing Jeanette and also seeing Barbara from Queenstown Samplers. And speaking of photos on the cover, always clear, always good, but oh my gosh, they don't do them justice, do they?
I didn't get to see them.
You didn't get, no, didn't you go up and get these? Oh, she came and gave you these, did she?
Yeah.
I had been up and seen Barbara, but Bren wanted to go up because it's the one room he always spends ages in. But by that stage, he was feeling really crook. So she knew I wanted these ones, so she brought these ones up. Barbara's such a sweet lady. This is called Hannah Harding, 1832. The sample is stunningly beautiful. And this one, absolutely, the photo doesn't do it justice. This was, I said to her, this is probably my favourite one from market. I love this. This was Oh Dear, circa 1830, and it's just beautiful. Stitched in real life, it's beautiful. Oh, so good to see it. I liked it when she showed the previews, but when I saw it in her room, just beautiful. Okay, and now we've got Stacey Nash. So along with that kit, these were her market releases. This one's called Jane Lafergie Hoop and Thread Sewing Bag. You can show the back too. And down comes the rain again. And there's a picture on the back of that one too. It's really, really pretty. A lot of people seem to be doing a lot in kind of blues and browns, which I absolutely love. I love that colour combination. I remember many years ago when Barb and Alma brought out a quilt range and a book with cross-stitch and patchwork in it, and it was in that blue and beige fabric range, and I've still got some of it, and it's beautiful. This one's called Liberty Sewing Pocket.
You got it handed to me.
Okay, this one was I love this one. To My Friend Pin Keep Stack. That was beautiful. Great one to stitch for your friends.
And that was the stack.
Yeah. This one is Lydia Corker Sampler Sewing Roll. This one, this one's got a little pair of scissors in it as well, a little charm. This one's called, I love this one, Strawberry Basket Pin Keep and Scissor Fob, and it's got a little charm in there. And this one was my favourite of Stacey's. This one's called Merry Merry Pin Keep. Okay, now our gorgeous friend Beth knocked it out of the park yet again, as she always does. So these are some of the ones I bought of Beth's. This one's called 5 Songbirds Pin Drum. Sorry about the bags. Normally I would take them out, but there's just too many and I would be like the entire rest of the day just getting them all back in the bags. This one is Mercy Megginson. Great names. Mercy Megginson, 1849. Again, if you see them, when you see them stitched, so beautiful. And you know, talk about joyous people. Beth Twist is one of the loveliest people you'd ever meet. This one's called Until We Meet Again, and I love this one. This was my favourite of hers. I thought that was, when I saw that one stitched, it was beautiful. And then, well, the piece de resistance. This is her first book. This one's called Small Samplings 1, a collection of antique needlework. And at one point, I think it was on the Sunday, Alma from Blackbird came into the room at the same time Beth walked in and we were chatting. And Beth, you know, she said something lovely to Alma about how inspired she'd been all those years by Blackbird, and it inspired her to do her first book. And honestly, there wasn't a dry in the room. I'm almost bawling. Everyone's bawling. Just lovely seeing two wonderful designers, you know, having that moment. So yeah, Beth's book is fantastic. And I'm very proud of her having her first book. So one day, baby, we would like to have a book of our own, wouldn't we? But that Beth's is beautiful. And I haven't even had a good chance to sit down and really look at them all yet. But congratulations, Beth. Okay, these were beautiful. These were Chessie and Me. Okie dokie. This was, and I wish I could pronounce Linda's surname, but I never can. But it's Chessie and Me. This one's Martha Jefferson, 1842 sampler. Again, sorry about the bags. This one's called Martha's Pillow. I think it's kind of like a small adaptation of that one. If you just want to do the smaller one.
It's the house.
The house, yeah. Bird and Bee Pin Keep. Have a look at this bird. It's fabulous. Look at that bird. And my favourite from Chessie and Me was To Have a Friend. And this one I think the original was on display at Country Sampler, and it's really beautiful in real life. Or IRL, as someone said to me I should be saying. Okay, Hands to Work, two of my other favourites. This quirky bird has got to be stitched. This one's called Sir Dandy, so doesn't the name just suit that bird? Look how fabulous. It's like a patchwork bird. Oh, I love that so much. And this one's just got just as much of a quirky house. This one's called Anne Roberts. Love both of these. Fantastic. And again, I managed to get those late on the Sunday afternoon, so I don't even know how I managed that. I was just praying that she still had some left. Righto. And from the, oh my gosh,
we're about halfway.
We're getting there. I'm going as quick as I can. What are we at? Are we at 2 hours yet?
No.
Oh, phew.
Almost.
Okay. I don't know what our longest one has been, about 2 hours 10, hasn't it?
Are you going to beat that?
Oh, I'm not going to. I'm going as quick as I can. Okay, from Brenda Gervais. Never disappoints. This is fantastic. This is called, it's another one of her little book series. This is called Keeper of the Pins. Oh, I just want to stitch everything in that book. Love it, love it, love it. This one's called Regina, I don't know, Habel? I actually watched Brenda, I'm madly catching up on all the Flosstubes I've missed over the last couple of weeks. I saw Brenda and Laura's last one this morning. And this one, I think Laura is she stitching that one? I think it was that one she just pulled all the threads for. And has started, I think, and it's beautiful. Again, these were so beautiful. When you walk into Brenda's room, the displays are just, oh, I don't know how she gets it all. It's like an antique shop in her room, isn't it, Brent? This one I love too. It's called Elizabeth Hunt 1845. You've got to love a red brick house. I love that one. Love this one too. Isn't that beautiful?
It's got the original sample.
Yeah, and what a good reproduction is that? You have just show that that's the back.
That's the original.
That's the original. How good is this reproduction?
I know it was the reproduction.
You can barely tell the difference.
I was wondering why she had the same picture on the back.
Exactly, I know. I don't think I've ever seen a truer reproduction. I thought that was amazing when I saw that in her room. This one, I love this. These are cute little pin cushions. There's 4 seasons called Seasons of the Heart. Now, apparently I didn't even look, but you can get these from Hobby Lobby, which I didn't get when we were over. They've got little tags, but you can also get them off Amazon, apparently. So I need to get Brendan on the... I love the 2 on the back because autumn's my favourite season. So autumn and winter on the back. I love it. So if you've got to look for those on Amazon for me, apparently.
No.
You can always find things, baby. Get you on the hunt. And this one, stunning, stunning, stunning. Rejoice Evermore. I love this one. Her colours are beautiful. Look at those bluebirds. Look at the staging. The way she stages everything in her room and everything, it's just beautiful. You know, luckily I pre-order Brenda's stuff because the queue around the floor to get into her place on her room on the Saturday morning. Oh, we can't talk though. This year it was anyway. But okay, so I've got the same one there. Luckily for us, Teresa Vanette from Shakespeare's Peddler, also kitten stitcher, is our neighbour at market. So we got to go in and have a look at her beautiful displays. Another one that just does the most beautiful displays. And as I saw from my last, I think it was my kit theme parade or chart parade, I think mostly Shakespeare's Peddler are the samplers I probably like the most. I think I didn't realise how many I've got to stitch until I started going through them all. And oh my, I mean, they're just so fabulous. I don't know which one to even start first. This one's beautiful. It's called 2 by Julia. I can't even tell you how much I love these designs. I love them so much. Now this one, I don't know that I got the small version, but this one's a beautiful sampler, but it also came, there was also a pattern, or it might be in here, of doing just the little pin cushion of the red house. This was, I love this. Jane Summers' work, 1831. Again, look at the reproduction on the back. Fantastic version. Just beautiful. And this, I love this one. What was that? This one here, I just love this so much. This one's called, I'm gonna stuff this up. Cathcart Colquhoun, 1785. Oh, just love it, love it, love it. Look at those people on that. Oh, I love that so much. Now, where is it? Hang on. I also got, oh my gosh, there's going to be an avalanche here in a second. I just remembered I forgot to show the fabrics that I bought. Okay, so Teresa's, I think Is it Teresa's son, baby?
Son, yeah.
That dyes her fabrics, I think. That's not that one. It's this one. Teresa, she always has like some hand-dyed linens out there. I think it's like once they're gone, they're gone. That's it. I don't know if she sells them through Kitten Stitches. She may do. But I got the 3 that were in the 40 count. This one's called 40... Did we show this last thing?
Don't know.
May have done. 40 count Graham cracker or something.
Graham cracker.
Graham cracker. These don't. That's kind of showing grey. It's actually a lovely buttery kind of colour. It's, I don't think you can see it better from back here, but it's beautiful. So I've got a yard of that and a yard of 40 count petty. I think I may have shown this in the last video. Petty 4, which is wonderful. Look at the beautiful antiquing on that. I don't think you can see it. I think these lights are blaring everything out. But that one and this one is 40 count tea set. Again, fabulous. Isn't that beautiful? So my own personal stitching will be done on those because obviously I don't know if they're going to be available again, sort of thing. And while I'm just before we go back to the market stuff, I managed to get some beautiful lakeside linens on my travels. Not many places have them, so I snaffled them up when I got them. This one is 40 count vintage buttercream. I don't think we can see these. Can you see those from back there, Brent?
No, not really.
Not really. I can never.
Excuse me.
It's washing it out way too much. That's a beautiful
Gold.
gold. Yeah, antique gold sort of colour. It's that one. I got. This is 36 count navy bean. Again, I got fat halves of all of these ones. If I saw them in a shop, I just bought them out of whatever they had because there wasn't much left anywhere, was there? There was some, I think, in 32 counts and stuff, but I only wanted like 40 if I could get it. So now this is the other half of what I'm putting the flag one on, and this is my other half now, but I got a fat quarter bit left. 40 count vintage meadow rue, which I'm sure most people are familiar with these colours. It's just that I haven't been able to get them before, so that was exciting. That's those ones. Was there one more? I think there's another one. And this one is 36 count pearled barley, which is beautiful as well. Just beautiful neutrals. And like I said, I'll be doing all my own personal stitching on half of these. These are gorgeous. If I can bring myself to cut into them. I still can't believe I cut into that other one. I'm amazed. Okay, where do we go next? Oh, I forgot one from Brenda. This was probably one of my favourite ones. I'll take this one out of the bag. This one's called, my friend Teresa's stitching this one at the moment. It's stitching up beautifully. This is the rabbit and the rose, and how perfect is that for spring or for Easter? That looks like it's going to stitch up really quickly too, so I love that one. Thank you, baby. Righto, from the very beautiful and lovely Liz Matthews. It was so lovely seeing Liz again. She's just like a breath of spring too. She's a lovely person. Quaker Gardens. We're getting through them. I'm going through them as quick as I can. Quaker Gardens, gorgeous. Now this one wasn't a new one. This one was from 2020, but you know me and Halloween. I hadn't gotten it before. Sleepy Hollow. This one I wasn't able to get. Liz had sold out of this one, so I actually bought this one from one of the shops. Linds of Madison. I got this one. 6th day of Christmas.
I can tell by the way it's priced.
Oh, can you? Okay, baby, that's good. This one, I love that one. I said to her, I can't wait till I see what she does. Because I think that 6 geese are laying, I think how she did that goose, just want to put it back up, is genius. Because I was wondering, as you're getting up in these things, I'm thinking, how is she going to do those? Like, you know, partridge in a pear tree, I get that, but they're starting to get difficult. And she was laughing. I said, what are you going to do with the lords are leaping and the milkmaids milking and stuff? She said she's looking forward to getting to those ones. This one's Berry Patch. And I think this was probably one of the big hits of market. This one's called A Parade of Elephants. And my personal favourite of hers, this was Pink Cottage School, Martha Padfield. I love that one. And we also got some of her thread drops. So I got the ones for, I think I got the two of them that she had there. So one of them was the Quaker one, thread drops, and the other one was the geese laying. So love those thread drops. Okay, and on to her beautiful mum. On to Kathy Barrick. The ones I got of Kathy's. Oh, I love. And Kathy used a lot of our linens, which we were just so thrilled with. This one's called, because there was an autumn pin drum. Was it last month? Or it might have been Expo. I can't remember. So this one is the spring pin drum.
Room.
I know, it's all going to go over us. So this one's called Bluebird in a Cherry Tree. Now I love this, but I think I'd like to do the pin cushion down the bottom. I love how she just took that one motif and, both versions are in the chart. This one is stitched on our ancient ruin linen. And again, love the little pin cushion, but I think I'd like to stitch, but I like the big one. It's called the Lion and the Lamb. I think she had another one on our linen too, but I don't know if I picked that one up. This one, this was my favourite, and Julie and I are about to start this one after we finish Moonsick. This one is the Moons of 2022, and there's the Moons of 2023 in there as well for the banner. But it looks like, and I was wondering this, these are the names of the moons, like the wolf moon, the snow moon, all the full moons of the year. But it looks like, from what I can gather, the same moons are every month. So it's kind of like a perpetual one, really. So it's not like it's going to date. So I just love that. She did, and that one's on our paperback. So I'll be stitching it on paperback. And Kathy did mention too that if you did want to just leave the whole middle section out, you could add the top to the bottom, and you've still got a fabulous sampler. So that one's on its way to Julie now, so we can start that one when we finish the other ones with the full moon. What?
Nothing, else reading what she wrote.
And you always have to get Kathy's beautiful labels. These were her gorgeous labels for this year that go on the back of your... Isn't that fabulous? These are beautiful. These are the what do you call them, Bryn? Look at that owl. These are your labels that you can put on the back of your finished work. Kathy always does fantastic. She even did bequeathment labels last market too, which are wonderful, but basically telling you who you're going to leave your work to. I thought that was actually genius. Another owl. These were all the birds this time. She's had some of those lovely little girls and things on a lot of her labels. I've got them all in there. I've just got to finish something so I can put them on the back. Beautiful raven. And that one. So they're Kathy's labels. It's called Birds in Early Art. That's the name of her labels for this market. Okay, getting through them. Okay, in lovely, and again saw Laurie late on Sunday afternoon. Picked up a few. Laurie from La-di-da. Beautiful room. This was a flower pot roll up. Lovely. And Catherine's Big Heart. And unbeknownst to us, she did this. Oh, not this one, not that one. No, there was another one. Oh, I haven't got the baked clay one here.
That's baked clay.
Oh, that's right. The top one was stitched on baked clay. The other one was stitched on something else. So that was stitched on baked clay, and that's her I Choose You marking sampler. I was like, oh, thank you. And I said to her, you should have told us, we'll send you anything. But she said she likes to support her local needle workshop. So how cool is that? This one I love. This was my favourite. This was You and Me 123, and it's stitched on our Tornado. So that was very brave of her to put something on there, because I love Tornado, but I'm always thinking, what can I stitch on that? Well, that's perfect. Isn't that excellent? So that was exciting to see that. And where are we? We're getting there. Ah, our gorgeous friend Tanya. Well, it's a no-brainer with Scarlet House. Just every single thing's just fabulous. This one's Schoolgirl Samplings. Got everything of Tanya's, of course. This one's called Needfuls, and they just look beautiful in the little basket. She's so prolific. I don't know how she gets all this stuff done for market, honestly. Harriet Pacey, 1838.
She doesn't have to serge linen. That's how.
That's true. She just asks for it. And it's hers. I love this one. This one's called Remember Me. And I love this one. This one here's Colonial Blooms, and the black one was stitched on Black Swan. And these are my two favourites. I don't know which one of these I liked the most. This one was stitched. This one's Philadelphia Vine. I know this one was her bestseller at market, I think, because she sold out of this first. Philadelphia Vine. I think she sold out of everything, but she sold out of this one first. Philadelphia Vine, 1755. That's beautiful, isn't it? I love that. And this was my personal favourite. This was, and this one is, this is stitched on paperback.
Put that one on that pile.
Does it go on your pile? There you go. I thought you'd like that one. Whereas I, personally, this is the one I'd like to do. This is Janet Barr Slater, 1853, and that's on our paperback. I love that. I love the house. It's perfect. Everything Tanya does is perfect, but that I just really, really love. Okay. Oh, this was a whoops-a-daisy. I say whoopsie-daisy, you can probably always laugh when I say that. This is a book I bought when I was over there too, which is a re-release of an old Blackbird cookbook. It's called In Full Bloom.
That's the fourth time you've said that today too, by the way.
Whoopsie-daisy?
Not in this video, but today. I keep tracking it.
Okay, thanks, baby. Glad you do that. Oh, and also, la-di-da, I forgot about this one. This is, this one was her kit from market. Let's take that thing off there. This one's called Summer Stitcher Needlebook. Let's get all that stuff off there. Laurie always does the most beautiful kits. And they're always a reasonably quick stitch too. And she's got like the little hinges and everything to make this into a book. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. So it's all beautifully put together. That one, I was actually, because that was all put together and it looked like a fairly quick stitch, I thought, oh, maybe I could do that on our travels. But no, the light was just too bad. I cannot believe I had the light out to take with me. And it's still sitting on my desk. Now, we had the privilege, I think the very first night when we went down the bar, of Leela from Leela's studio coming over and introducing herself. And she's just, I keep saying it, I sound like a cracked record. It's because these designers are all so lovely. And, you know, I haven't met Leela before, and she's just a beautiful, beautiful person. And so is her partner. They're just beautiful people. So I got AS Sampler 2. They're just so lovely. And she's so talented. Oh my gosh, I could just stitch everything of hers.
So it's an adaptation of that sampler.
And it was lovely because when I was in her room, she had Quaker, Halloween Quaker, which I'm still working my way through, and it was just so tiny. It was on 40 count. Mine's on 40 count too that I'm stitching. It was lovely to see it stitched there, and her room was beautiful. I love this one. This is just gorgeous. This is Jane Gilderoy, 1853. Look at those roses at the side. I just love it. This one's Ellen Bulliffant, 1881. Look at that. Fabulous. And probably my favourite, because I love all her Quaker adaptations and stuff. This is called Spring Quaker. And I love that. Oh, so beautiful there. My two favourites from Rosewood Manor, everything Karen does, everyone knows how good it is. This was Lavender Cottage Sampler. And this next one, I think, was one of the favourites from market in general, I think. Massive, big seller. A Tisket, a Tasket. And there's lots of different little tiny things you can do on the back. She basically sold out of that one too. I only managed to get two. So
we had no need to buy these retail.
No, I had to get those retail. That's right. You're right too.
Yeah,
she sold out. Yeah, we bought those from from Country Sampler. Pretty sure. Anyway, Kimberly, Sampler's Not Forgotten. It's Kimberly, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Blanking. I love this. This was her limited edition kit from market. This was Peony Bouquet kit. As everyone knows, she always does beautiful kits. And then she also had another little kit called
Pretty.
She does lots of kits for market, but that one was her limited. You had to be there for that one. This one was her other one, but it wasn't limited edition, and that was Dutch Rose. But look how beautiful that is all kitted up. Look at the lace. Just gorgeous. Kathy Haberman, Hands On Design. If you watch her last, well, I don't know what's her last video, but her video prior to market, she does a big talk about this chart. It's a year of celebrations. That she did that way back a lot of years ago. This is called Season 2, and I love this, and I'm going to start stitching this now. Why I love it too is because it's hard when we're in a different hemisphere or we don't have the American holidays, because oftentimes seasonal things will have, and it's totally understandable, but they'll have like 4th of July and things like that. But this time, like for example, in July, they're corn stalks, so it's just generic. So I really, really love these. And if you go and watch Kathy's Flosstube on this particular release, you'll see the beautiful way she presented them all. And I think she said she's going to be doing a Flosstube that shows how they were put together. So, ink circles. Love ink circles. You've got that ink circle one you're doing there, Brendan. Noah, who was our helper at market, he and I went a bit crazy in ink circles room. He's actually halfway through stitching that. He's wondering where you are, Brent, and I have to keep telling him we haven't started it yet. But the other one we loved was, so I think when he finishes that one, he'll want to start this one with me, so I better get this one kitted. This was gorgeous. This was, again, they look so much better when you see them. But this one's called, look at all the gargoyles, Castle Walls. I love this. My friend Jenny will probably love this too. Okay, what else do we have? We have Reflections of Mexico. These are just so, you can look at them for hours and see different things in the designs.
I don't know where we're going to put them now.
I know, baby. They're going not like much longer. This one, now this one I saw might have been one of her Patreon releases from a while back, or it was a exclusive. I'm not sure, but now it's available, and I love this because it's just, you look at this for hours. There's so many different modes of transport in this. It's called Half the Fun. I love it just because of the hot air balloons in the middle. But it's all different modes of transportation. It's just genius. Like there's helicopters, there's cars, there's bikes, there's everything in there. And then Tracy gave us this one because she used our linen for this one. This one she used ballet slippers. And this one is 2 birds in the hand. And it was beautiful. And that's on our ballet slippers linen. Well, ballet slipper linen. So, thank you, Tracy, for using that. Janine McGowan, just divine person. Different wig every day. Just cracked me up every time we ran into each other in the hallway. The very first day, I thought she had dyed her. I thought, how has she been to the hairdressers between setting up on Thursday and opening on Friday night, because she was blonde the second day I saw her, and such a good wig. And she was just laughing. She said, I'm wearing wigs every day. So every day was a different hairdo for Janine, and she's such fun. She's such fun. And we just laughed every time we ran into each other in the hallways, because I had to keep looking because she looks so different every time. But I'm laughing now, even thinking about it. This one was, oh no, this is fabulous. This one's called From Nature to My Needle. And it occurred to me, because she shares a room with Bendy Stitchy as well, and Michelle's fabulous designs. I was in such a hurry because we didn't get out of our room much. I meant to go back and get Michelle's because she was busy serving at a shop, and you don't want to interfere when shops are being served. And I didn't get a chance to go back and get Michelle's. And I'm kicking myself, but I can get that from Hoffman. I think they're at Hoffman now. So there's several I want to do with Michelle's because she knocked it out of the park at market this time too. This one's called Our Hearts Go Out. It's hard when there's 2 designers sharing a room, because sometimes if you can get one designer, the other one's busy with a shop. So, and that's what happened in my case. And I had to race back to help Brendan. So this one is a series from Janine. This one's Seasons of the Heart Spring. What are you looking at, Brendan? Please tell me that's not recording.
No, the warnings just come up on it. I can't read what it is.
Oh no. Okay. We better be very, very quick then. Is it still ticking over?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's get through this really quick. Krista from Just Stitching Along came and gave this to me. I think I gifted her one of mine, so she gifted me one of hers. This is Miss Sarah Lockhart, 1845. This is gorgeous. I'll go through these really quickly just in case that battery's running out. Teresa Kogut, huge Huge fan of Teresa's. These are all beautiful. These are all the books. Again, you've probably seen them all. I can't flick through because they're all charts in there. But this is Flurry. This is Love Lives Here. These are all books. Fabulous, fabulous designs. Like, so worth it. Every single book, you've got to have them. This one's called Gather. Love this one too. And my very, very favourite is Let Love Reign. This one is just divine. Just beautiful. And anyone who has stitched the Newcastle bouquet sampler from, I think, a couple of markets ago, this is just beautiful. And this is the Newcastle bouquet biscornu. And it's stunning in real life. Almost there. We're almost there. Okay. I didn't get all the needlework press ones because they were sold out a lot of the time, but I'm going to order them in. But this one was Home Sweet Home. This was on so we were given these because that one's on Up in the Attic. She stitched this one. And I did get this one. This is Anne Got. Just fabulous. I think that was an exclusive for a while for, I think, the Attic, but it's now available. And then Linda Vincent from Needle Made Designs brought these ones in for me. These are just, I want all of them. This one is Helen Murray, 1822. I think this one's particularly beautiful. This one is Rebecca Stewart, 1836. This one is My Cherry Tree, My Dog and Me, and this was on our hog bristle. And then looks like there's a fabulous recipe for some cherry tart thing on the back. I just saw that. This one was my favourite of Linda's from market. This one's called Barb's Birds. And there's a beautiful, beautiful story on the back about how this came about. And the little bird up here in the corner, it's a tribute to Barb from Blackbird. And there's a beautiful story about it on the back. I can't wait to stitch this. I think it's just beautiful. And that little bird in the corner represents Barb. And as I said, when you buy the chart, you'll see the lovely, heartfelt story on the back about her relationship with Barb and everything. And that's about it for what we got at market. I'll just quickly show you just some gift things. This one, my friend Katrina, I've been wanting this for ages, and I missed out on the kit when Brenda Gervais put it up, but this one's I Love Fall most of all, given the fact that it's my favourite season. Katrina has stitched this, so she loaned me her copy. So I will stitch that and get that back to her. So thank you, Katrina. These were my two Dovo scissor purchases. I'm racing through now because I don't know what's wrong with our video, and I'm freaking out. Oh, this is also the new Prairie Schooler. Anything with a penguin in, I have to have. So that's the new Santa for 2022. When we were at Brenda and Laura's, we were gifted these beautiful little note cards. Now that is a sampler that Brenda owns, and we are desperate for her to reproduce this thing. If you look through the photos we took in her gorgeous home on Facebook, I said to her, can I take a photo of the sampler? And she said, yes, you can. I said, is it okay if I post it? And she said, yes, you can. So I think she may reproduce this one day. I hope so, because it's one of the most divine samplers I've seen. Now, if anyone gets one of these note cards from me, for whatever reason, you will know you're pretty special to me, because I'll be hanging on to those as long as I possibly can. So that was beautiful. And we got their floss drops, which are just gorgeous. And I'm going to hang on to those and not use them yet, just in case Brenda does pre-produce that thing. And I will use those to stitch that. Might be waiting a while, but I love those. Look, I mean, how good is that for Brenda and Laura? It's perfect. We also got some other floss drops. This is from Stacey. I'll go through these quickly. Stacey's beautiful ones. Thank you, Stacey. Some of these were waiting for us when we got home. These two lovely ones are from Lisa. And it's Lady Huzzah on Instagram. Those ones. Our dogs have just woken up and they're starting to howl.
I think they need to go to the bathroom.
I think they probably do. We'll get there in a second. And this was waiting for me when we got home too. This is a lady, her name's Lisa. and she missed sending us the Christmas card, so she sent us this beautiful, beautiful card, which was like a Valentine type card.
You just threw them everywhere.
I did. And she sent us 2 of them. One of them has one of the free sample that Brendan does. That's her stitching on that so far, and it's perfect because I can put the hole right where the gap is there of where she is still stitching. And this one is with the other ones, and there's a beautiful, beautiful story attached to this one, which I may, because we're running out of time, I'm going to hang on to those and tell you about that in the next Flosstube, because the story behind those floss drops is just beautiful. So I think, and I know there's a million things we've forgotten, but we are so way over time, and as I said, I'm freaking out because we don't know what's going on with that red flashing light, because if this thing didn't tape, I'm going to lose my mind. What do you think, baby? We done?
Well, you've got the giveaway.
I've got one last thing too. Now, Bren, we have hit 8,000 subscribers, which we are completely blown away with. Like, we're already heading towards, on the way to 9 now. So, and don't forget, we've got that antique sampler we're giving away at 10. But I'm still amazed that we've gotten to 8,000. We are so incredibly grateful. And as I said before, thank you for all your comments. We read them all. This time I haven't yet, but I will be going back and reading them all. But as a thank you, we're giving away this lovely kit. Now, everybody always asks me about this sampler behind us here. That is Dutch Beauty by Perman. And because it seems to get comments every single video we've done, we're giving away this whole kit. So it's a complete kit of Dutch Beauty by Perman. It's a complete kit. I think it looks like it's kitted up. I think looks like possibly 36 count linen. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's not 40 count. I don't think it's 32. Could be 32 or 36. I will double check. So if you're not okay stitching on that finer linen, just bear that in mind. It's a big stitch. As you can see, it's huge. That's on 32 count. So that's the size it'll be if that's 32. If it's 36, it'll be slightly smaller. But it's the complete kit for everything you need. So what do you think, Bren? Just Dutch Beauty? So if you just put Dutch Beauty in the comments, we'll draw that in 2 weeks' time. We are back on track now. Now we're home. We should be able to do a floss tube every 2 weeks. And what about the winners from last time, Bren? It's been a while. So we'll draw those after we get all this done, and we'll put those up at the end of the video. So it's been a long one, and I hope we haven't bored you too badly. Like I said, there was a lot to cover. Even though we did that one after market, it's kind of really been about 6 weeks since our last proper video. So thank you for bearing with us through this last 2 hours, and we'll be back in 2 weeks. And so thank you so much, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.